All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful... Oh, did I fuck it up? Hold on. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that should be it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. We got a couple of minutes here till the bell, and it's an interesting one. We came off of a pretty big day yesterday. I hope you guys are having... Everybody got a little surprised with that NASDAQ move. There was a big rotation that everybody was talking about this morning. The real surpriser is Donald Trump coming out talking about firing more Fed people, this time Fed Cook. We are going to hear from a couple of Fed people, and then we got the minutes, but all in all, it's going to see whether or not the seasonality hits. Do we get volatility ahead of Powell? But he's going to be on Friday, and everybody is getting excited. So I'm going to be watching Target, Hertz, Walmart, Micron, and Qualcomm. We talked a lot about some of these already, the earnings plays. Hertz just got the Amazon thing. I think that one could either be a big one or it's going to fade after the first hour. So we will see what happens, my friends. But other than that, it should be a good one. We got 1 minute. Call out any info. Don't post any plays or repeat the watch list. So unless you want to get banned, that's to encourage locked inness, baby. And it's Pickety's birthday! Or not. Happy birthday, big dog. Let's go. Let that long-term age with you gracefully, baby. Amen. Amen. So, Chad, I hope you're ready. Let me see. I want to get one set up. I'm going to look. But I don't know if... it all depends. Remember the prices. So, we talked about the Micron, and literally that idea came to life pretty quick, like I'm telling you. So, we just want to verify and see what opportunity we get with the prices. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking for. Other than that, good luck. And there it is. 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight. Alright. Why are these so... Dude, we are at a crazy level. The more I think about it. Oh, did it give me that? All right. I got one. It's not a chip play. I'll tell you in a second. But it's honestly kind of fucked. Because now it filled me, but the price disappeared. Damn it. I wanted you to see this one. But now I can't. Because now the price is over. Fuck. All right. UNH. They're kind of moving. Someone said something about that. You got some older ones. And then Intel dancing around a little bit. That one's going to be interesting, but it's kind of reverse of yesterday. You got to think about it. Yesterday, you had the, what's it called? Yesterday, Intel was like pinned, and then it just did the dollar right off the open. This time, you sold off 75 cents. Yeah, this one, so be careful. Don't buy this play unless it's 1 penny, you guys. And then you want to get better than not. So I'm going to send one, but I don't think you guys are going to listen. Because this was the issue I was saying, yes, like it's pricing. It's all about pricing. It has nothing to do with anything else. Obviously, there is other factors, but I don't want, like, again, the same play at double the price is not the same opportunity. Do you guys understand? So like I'm telling you, if you like Intel, playing it here was very different than playing it here because of the price, both on the stock and the option. So like I'm saying, it's an idea that was already on the watch list, so you should know it. But I just don't be irresponsible. So not a recommendation. You will lose money. Good luck. So if you do watch the watch list, here is the play. The play is referencing that thing that happens. It's happened 3 times this year. And every time it happens, whether it makes sense or not, it offers a risk to reward. So again, if you've watched the watch list, you should have an idea now of what I'm doing. And there you go. Shout out the watch list. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Amen. It must be Jesus? No, unfortunately it's not. But Jesus is involved in everything in my life, so I'm grateful. But like I'm saying, if you paid attention, that's a very, very specific play. Like I said, you got to keep it small. Don't go crazy on it. It's only the next couple of days. Oh, did it give me the wrong one? Yeah. No, it's good. We do got the Fed minutes, yes. So there might be some surprisers, but I'm not assuming anything. I just think we're going to play high stakes movement until Powell. I don't think Powell will be it. And then I think NVIDIA. That's what we talked about. I think NVIDIA earnings might be a bigger inflection point. Okay, Apple, Google, Mag 7's coming down. Intel just got washed, bro. That did the reverse of it. I'll look for some plays. I'm still just holding the other ones. We cashed out a decent amount yesterday, so you don't need to force it. Now UNH coming down. They just took a $2 dump. Yeah, everything just got a dump. In a weird way, though, the Dow and the SPY's holding up pretty good. Dow is still in the green. NASDAQ, once again, down 0.5%, while everything's within a quarter. That's kind of what you had yesterday morning, if you recall. Wolf. Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, Target. So, again, I like it, but then we're just going to wait a little, and then that's just... And NVIDIA is flushing. Bro, SPY is holding up very good. This has to be the QQQs dropping. But, yeah, NVIDIA is coming down. Yeah, Target's down 10. I like it, but this was just one of those stories why we don't buy it too high. So it is back to the April levels when you had that opportunity. So let's let the dust settle, but you could definitely keep that on watch. They're just, people don't like the CEO pick. They wanted somebody from outside, but they did not get that. Yeah, the equal weight doesn't look bad, actually. I have the other one up. Yeah, equal weight's up by 0.1% going straight up. It's just like yesterday. So let's see if this lasts long, but even down to like the NASDAQ down 0.5%, you're doing the same thing. You're at 6,400. New UK sanctions target circumvention of crypto. Bino, JD, DOW. K-Web in China coming up. So again, China was a little weaker. Japan was really bad yesterday. Yeah, that is moving a little bit. Who was the other one? Enphase. None of those. Enphase is solar's still up? No way. China's going green right now. And then Estee Lauder, they're down off earnings. They came back up. I thought they would have dropped a little bit more. They were. They were down like 6% and then came back up. So not bad. MCHP, EFA. I think Baidu had earnings. Yeah, Baidu's coming up right now. Still down 3. MO just keeps climbing. MO's at $67, bro. That's insane. That one, if you held the original one, I think that one did like 4,000%. I took it at 1,000 or whatever. But yeah, that's been going ever since the Philip Morris shit. MO is kind of like mind-blowing. More Baba, more China, and now you even got like Palantir, some of the risk plays. See if crypto gets a bid. Yeah, there you go. Bitcoin's taking a candle right now. Like I'm saying, yesterday you didn't have risk. It was a lot of risk off. So if we get some risk on, I mean, that'll help point you in a direction. Oh, TJX, yes. Okay, see if China keeps holding up or not. Watch some of those post earnings. Again, Estee Lauder, Target. You're actually getting some decent moves there. Pending home sales. It doesn't really hold that much weight. I mean, people react to it and they look at it, but it is not the set all be all. Boeing on the high. And there's Boeing's first day. Target coming up there too. Like I'm saying, watch these post earnings. Target, Estee Lauder. I mean, if you want movement, you're at least getting some. Otherwise, first like 10 minutes here, we are looking or feeling very, very much like yesterday. But in terms of rotation, equal weight, even the damn bonds, to be honest. Where's the dollar? Yeah, dollar's down. That's probably your only good thing going on right now. If it was up, people would tweak a little bit. Oracle going up. And CRM on the low. Cool. What's the other one? Broadcom. Hertz will begin selling on Amazon. Yeah, we got that in the morning. That's why it's already given up half of it. So we'll see. And then SPY's just staying pinned at VWAP. AMD, TSM. So again, the chips are kind of coming down here. That's the only thing that sucks. Some better than others. MSTR now on the low. Again, Intel's getting washed. And then Boeing's on the high. Would I consider this a healthy pullback? I just think high stakes ahead of Powell. I think we've seen this before. I think we've seen this several times. And just like right ahead of it, we're giving it this reaction, but I think it's pretty normal in a very, very odd way. That's not bad. Okay, SPY dropping, and Bitcoin just gave it up there too. I'm shopping for a couple of things. I'm waiting for prices. A lot of prices gap down, which is good, but now you need the follow through, and then we'll see. We talked front runs yesterday. You should be asking yourself whether or not they're front running Powell, and that's where this high stakes is coming into play. Tap catching a bid. I remember we had the Bud Sydney Sweeney fake rumor earlier. That one's still been up though. And then again, this week is all about consumer stocks pretty much. Novo to showcase Wegovy and Ozempic at cardiology conference. Eli Lilly was on the low today. So again, that one came down pretty bad. FDMT. SFM Paradigm Press long? Who's Paradigm Press? I've never heard of that. Yeah, MO is just shout out the long term. We had a short term option play a couple weeks ago, but it's just getting crazier now. So I already took profit on that one, but yeah, that was fucking solid, dude. Solid. Welcome, Mr. Avila. And Slippery and Danny. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys are excited. Again, if you just became a member too, go watch the watch list. I think it'll help. Like I'm saying, this week you have 2 nice events this week in Powell, and then you got next week. So I wouldn't overthink it. Sound. Intel's close to purchase. It is, but don't, like we talked about, don't influence people. You know, let them do what they want to do. I like Intel a lot. That's why I bought it. But that's not acceptable. Thank you. Yeah, bro. MO is about to go to 70. That's great. Like I said, I think 70 was like, what, 2018 highs or something? So, yeah. I don't know. All right. Are any of the other ones coming up? LYV on the high. Where's the airlines? Gold pop. Just watch the dollar. The candles are getting pretty big on the spot. You still have names coming up. That's kind of the crazy part here. Like, this isn't just like yesterday. Whoa, gold really big pop. That's crazy. They won't give the cheap ones. I don't know what that was, yeah. And then XLP and then big tech. So this is just like yesterday. Look, you remember doing this. Look at XLV, healthcare's going vertical, Staples going vertical, and then tech is just going straight down. So yeah, SPY's only down by 0.3. It's a little faster than yesterday. Oh, TSM, bigger drop on TSM. Toll Brothers. I'd say keep CNC, my brother. Thank you. Watch TSM. That one's big, but then anything chips related. And then that idea that we talked about with like some of the other chip companies on the watch list yesterday. There was one that a Chad brought up that I like. That's the only one. I'm looking for a couple. Pepsi's already up. Again, if you can make those plays free too, if you have any of the other ones, but it's up to you. And J&J, it's all Staples, healthcare. So it feels a little like lighter and more aggressive than yesterday. Like the NASDAQ is already down 1%, but then like the staple rotation is just doing it quicker. Yesterday was a little bit more gradual, but then like smaller. So I don't know, it's kind of hard. But yesterday was a good crash course on this, so none of this should confuse you as much. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys you saw us do this exactly yesterday, and the reaction and all of that. BTC, UNP. Remember, there's been a lot of these, what's it called? There's been a lot of these, like, rumors. And then J&J, but a lot of the railroads have been getting those headlines, so keep your eyes out for that, my friend. Yeah, bro, the Pepsi contracts are launching, actually. I like the staples. Is this like the beginning of the year? Remember when we killed the staples early, but yeah, staples are trying to finally break out now. So yeah, this is looking decent. Remember in the beginning of the year, we hit that trade a couple times, but then it hasn't moved since then. But yeah, bonds going up, spies coming down. LTHR. I don't know how to say your name, man, but good morning. Yeah, Intel's just getting squabbled right now. So I'm glad though. Again, I have longer dated plays, but we took a lot of profit yesterday if you were listening. So this shouldn't affect you as much except for the long term, but you got 10 years on that one. Whirlpool, more value. Pepsi, bro. That one's really going. And then the bond, see what the SPY does. And again, like industrial and certain like transport plays. They're moving quite interesting. Man, Pepsi. I'm trying to think. This is a breakout level for Pepsi. If it could get above 154.50, and then that'll give you like a couple dollars of range. All right, SPY dumping. Work. And then SPY's dumping, bro. So shout out the Watchlist. What? Why you do this, man? Why you do this? Oh, they won't fill it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to make an order, but no, it won't fill me. VIX breaking out. I haven't. Again, this is what that thing that happens 3 times this year. Ah! Oh, it kind of filled me on some of them. All right, I guess. My thing's just lagging, but I think we could do better. All right. Okay. I think I'm done for the day unless we get a fucking news headline. And then we'll just see what happens. Yeah, some of those plays haven't moved yet, but if you were able to snag the initial, you know, play off the morning, you just made money off the bid. Interesting. So yeah, we'll see. Get locked in. Again, I made a move here. I rolled over a play. I actually made one free, and then I took a short term on it. And then again, I mean, believe it or not, we positioned for this off the first second of the day. God is good, brother. God is good. But long term, like I'm saying, even Intel, we got our money yesterday. You're going to cry a little bit about that, but don't worry. We have 10 years, and it's staying pinned at our price. So God is good. Trump vows to halt approvals for wind and solar. The scam of the century. And then bonds going verdict. Do you guys not see this? So yeah, it got a little weird here, but all of us, this is just like yesterday, but quicker, you guys. This wasn't, yesterday you spent fucking time getting here. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the weird part about all of this. Like, you just did this extraordinarily quick compared to everything else that was going on. Okay, I took profits. I had an old Coca-Cola. I don't know if you guys had those. Those went up over 100. I'm selling them. Could be end of quarter rotation, but we're not quite there. Maybe after NVIDIA. Is this something else? I just think it's high stakes, you guys. I really think we talked about this on the watch list. That's why I did exactly what I did in the morning. And like I was telling you, if you watch the watch list, something happens every time. It was a metric. We went over it 2 days in a row. So yeah, I don't think I don't think you have to overthink it. You're gonna have Powell and NVIDIA, and that's it. But the part that makes it uncomfortable is the range is just so wide. So I can understand where you guys are getting a little freaked out by it, but that's why I'm telling you, I wouldn't overthink it. And just Powell is either going to be something, most likely nothing, and then you're going to move into NVIDIA, and then after that, you either have new information or you don't. And, you know, that will say a lot. I know, Bud, all of them, Bud, Tap, and one more. But yeah, it's up. I just don't think so. No Sydney for now. Okay, SPY's just dumping. But like I'm saying, I think people are taking a little and just getting ready for Powell. And now once it starts moving, like, think about it. It ran so much ahead of this. You could take a little bit off the table, position to the rotations. We had a full discussion on this last night, so... That's what I'm saying. I think it would have been easy to react this morning. NVIDIA had some updates. There was like Samsung, but that was actually a good update. Bad for Micron. More of the chip stuff with the government. And then I think more of the cheaper China chips still. That was about it. But then they're also pre-earnings run-up. We talked about this one last night as well, too. Okay, Pepsi came down, but those, so watch out for those. Play accordingly. Like I said, even the old ones are up a couple 100% now with time. City investigates HR complaints against Wealth Head. Andy Siege. Something linked to TLT mirroring the move. Kind of. The yen is a little bit, but I think it's actually still red. And then equal weight dumped on that second half. That's not good. Like I'm telling you, bro, yesterday you didn't have equal weight dumping till like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. So yeah, you're just doing yesterday quick. It's like a speed run of yesterday. That's the fucked up part. So whatever happened yesterday, it just did it in 30 minutes. It's not even the top of the hour. You're 2 minutes shy. So just a speed run of what happened yesterday. Nasdaq's already down 1.3. Dow is barely holding on. You got rotation. Healthcare, except UNH, is doing good. You're playing a weird little game here, but now it's yesterday on 2x speed. That's it. So we'll see. But then you get the Fed minutes. But other than that, people aren't expecting a lot from that. So we will see. Spot gold rises to 33.48. Israel to sign contract for 2 Boeing refueling aircraft. Fed minutes are at 2 p.m. Eastern every day. Or not every day, but anytime it comes out. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, brother. I hope you're having a good morning. Tharamoon up 51. BMY 2. That's another biotech, essentially. But yeah, staples, rotation, it's all there. But now XLV, XLP are slowing down. So like I'm saying, just like yesterday, it's starting to do its thing. It's just speeding it up. But now bonds are coming down. The 5 minutes ago, equal weight dropped. And now you have staples and XLV down a little bit as the SPY is either going to go down to a new low or it'll bounce. So yeah, nice dynamic here. But it's just yesterday quicker, raising the stakes. Raising the stakes. Woo! Something's going on with Intel. They just dropped all the bids. I keep eyes on chips and Intel until those bids come back. Options are tweaking with the stock not moving. Baidu, again, that's still post earnings. And then keep an eye on any of the other ones. Micron got fucked. And then Qualcomm even dumping now too. Interesting. So yeah, like I'm saying, the premiums on some of them are going nuts. For no absolute reason. Ooh, okay, now you're getting a SPY candle. Bonds coming down. Just keep an eye on chips. Oddly enough, SMH kind of looks like Intel. That usually never happens. We did hear about the corporate bankruptcies. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. Google and NBA Steph Curry sign multi-year health tech deal. Steph Curry and Google for health. I don't know what that means. But if you like Steph Curry, I don't know what that would still mean. But yeah. Intel with the dip, would I average down? My brother, I'm just going to stare at you blankly. Why do you ask me? I'm trying to, I've banned everybody who's asked me this shit. In a sad attempt, hoping you guys would realize everybody gets banned for asking me, and then you would stop asking me. But unfortunately, it hasn't worked. Like even yesterday, I said, I told you guys, I was like, dude, just don't email me houses telling me what you think it, contact them. And then one of you sent me 5 emails doing the exact opposite. So it's like I said, man, this play thing and how we've been operating, I've been acting the same. So I'm hoping, I love you guys, and some of you, I like you a lot, but there's no reason for me to break the rules to, just please stop. It would be nice. It would be nice. TMO. Okay, Google didn't react to that headline. Walmart, I mean, it's HD, but nah, they've just been a pre-run up on Wally World. So SPY's getting a little bit. We'll see how long this lasts for. Zim. Pizza. That's on the high. That, dude, it's the way it trades looks crazy. Sweet greens came down. Remember, restaurants, they were doing good. Restaurants are all over the place. I did hear the shrimp recall. Dude, isn't it like, yeah, there's something in like frozen shrimp. Walmart, I did hear about that. That's actually really funny. Yeah, the bar was a couple minutes ago. I forgot what it was. It was something weird. And then Walmart, we just need to hear about, I think, their guidance and then whatever they say about the tariff stuff. But then again, man, like even HD, bro, everybody's a liar. Like they keep talking about inventory and they're like, when they run out of tariff inventory, they're going to charge more. Bro, I have bought so much shit from Lowe's and Home Depot at 70% off. It's crazy. Bro, right when the shit goes out of season, they will sell it for 70% off. And people are telling me inventory, and I'm like, I'm not believing it, bro. It's actually getting crazy. So yeah, but I don't see, so that's why I think, obviously, people will pay attention to the tariff impact, but I just don't think it's that real yet at all. I'm sure it's going to show up eventually, but yeah, like goods, I don't think, man, like, I agree with Bessett, man. China oversupplies a lot, so don't ever lose sight of that. All right, you're going back down. See if the staples go up. See if we get the rotation. Otherwise, if they all come down right now, it'll get a little uglier. Remember, I said this yesterday. It just happened 4 hours later. So now it's just like, okay, if all of the rotations fail and you're already this bad, yeah, there you go. And nothing's happened, unfortunately. The only thing that was weird this morning was, and it raised the dollar, was Donald Trump saying to fire another Fed person, Fed cook. But I don't know if it would warrant 2%. But then again, it's like, this is the same move as yesterday. Bam. All right, guys, you better do something with that play in the morning. I'm done. I'm not telling you what I'm going to do with it, but if you got that first play in the morning, they're all free now at over 100%. And that was crazy because it was perfect fucking timing. So do whatever you want with it, but we did the hard part. You get what I'm saying? You were able to capture now that 1% move, get positioned, have over 100% on the shittiest of plays at the lowest price. So do what you want now. Either make it free or you're gambling it, but don't cry if it gets lost, because everything after this point is your decision. I got you a nice dime, bro. That was a dime. That's some John Stockton shit right there. So yeah, wrap it up and decide what you're gonna do with it. All right, still going lower. Beautiful. Give me the ball, son. I was calling for it in the morning, man. I was ready. I was ready for it. NVIDIA flushing a little harder now. That's not, and then Intel, like I'm saying, nothing happened. They dropped the bids. I don't like that. So some of these options, bro, they're they're dropping the bids out of nowhere. It's really weird, because that indicates something's gonna pop off. But then again, it's already, some of these has been like 5-10 minutes, and we haven't, usually that only lasts for like a couple of seconds. So that's why I called it out right away, but it's still actually showing a zero bid for some reason. Humble business, baby. Ooh. Bro, that was fire. I can't believe that one. I mean, obviously I like the play, but I didn't think it would do that in 30 minutes. I thought we were gonna wait a little longer. Oh shit, that's what you should do. I figured it out, and I'll tell you. Please hold while I connect your trade. Hi, I'm Josh. Praise Jesus. Save 10%. Let's end poverty. Happy Honda days. The fuck? Alright, watch this. My shit will load. Yo, it worked. All right, easy money, bro. Ghetto spread it. We just had this talk. Yeah, ghetto spread it. You could ghetto spread it like $50 out of the money and get all your money back. And now you just have a free insurance for whatever happens at whatever scale you want. Literally at whatever scale you want. That's insane. That's it, yeah, ghetto spread it. Not a recommendation. You will lose money, but it's very optimal. To put it into context, I have like $40, $50 max gain per contract. And I got all my money back from this morning, from 30 minutes ago. And then, so now you have a perfect hedge play for entirely for free with in whatever upside you want. And they'll fill anything. They will fill, you could go all the way down that fucking chain and they will fill it. I'm telling you, I'm looking at the vid. So yeah, bro, it's beautiful. God, praise God, bro. Praise God. Praise God. Into the Fed Governor Cook. Yeah, they're trying to go after him for mortgage fraud. That's why. So that, watch out. That might, the market, they're gonna use that as an excuse, because like I'm saying, that's the only thing you had this morning that wasn't good. That was like, oh. So yeah. All right, man. GG. We got some fucking. That was beautiful, man. Weed stocks popping. MSOS. 30-cent stick. I don't know what it is. I mean, if you're already hearing some other stuff with Trump, maybe you'll hear something else again. Has it even gone past the 5 yet? No. Yeah. But yeah, weed stocks, it's either going to fail from here or it's going to get a pickup. Dude, those UUUs in the end, dude, they got clapped. Yesterday was bad, bro. Anything AI related, I was actually very shocked. So yeah, weed stock's still going. I don't like the premiums. I'm gonna leave that for you guys. But you're catching the move early, and right now, there's one, kind of. Yeah, I still don't like it, but it's going. No, it's just waking up right now. I was talking it to you here. They'd already moved another 10 cents. I'm already watching you guys pile into it, but I don't like the option, unfortunately. So good luck. And I don't know the headline. Latest headline, the Google thing. And then again, if you got your insurance, you ghetto spread that shit, you're fucking good to go. That's it. So we could be done by now if you really wanted to. Like I was telling you yesterday, you prepare. You don't have to work as hard. This is what we did yesterday. We cashed out by like 9:30 and really we were done. So that's it. I got free plays for all of Powell, all of this month now, even Nvidia. So we're covered for Nvidia and Powell after that. And then anything else, we'll just get lucky or we're going to be unlucky and blow the money because we're impatient. So yeah, I think it's chill, bro. Most since April, 2-day slide. We still haven't had the 1 day 3% in like 50 or 60 days. That's still a record, or getting there. How far do I date my contracts? It doesn't matter. I'm doing something a lot different. So if you have been noticing my plays, they're all over the place. Just because I changed it. I'm looking for something different that's been helping us a lot better. It's really about the entry price, not about the price of the option. It's about kind of determining, again, what we think. But it's not there's a lot of variance. So, and then stop asking me. Thank you. Like I said, I gave the signal through the watch list, and if you watch the watch list, I'm going to take care of you, and you should get it. But if not, and you're showing up to a little later, it's just, I'm trying to protect you guys, because if you're not ahead of, that's what I'm saying. In just that window, that's a 300% difference on the same exact protection place. And it was all talked about for the last 48 hours on the watch list. 2 days in a row. So like I'm saying, though, just be careful. I know I may sound like, let me show you the other comment. I know I sound like an asshole, but like I'm telling you, Wall Street and the gamblers, bro, they're just taking advantage of people. Because like I'm saying, people are coming in very unprepared, not just here, everywhere, and they're reacting after a move like this. They're not doing it in advance, just like what we saw with the Intel. And like someone put a comment, I'll see if I can find it. But you're going down a little more. Where's Yang and K-Web? Hold on, I'll get to the rant in a little, but let's see. And then watch it, the bonds go up, and then like I told you, the dollar here in the morning, but it's still going down, man. Yeah, you keep going lower. No, the watch list is on this channel, actually. So every night, just go to this channel. If you are a member, there's a playlist, and then if you just click live, it's the one with the new thumbnail. So last night we talked about it, and then the night before.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful.
I don't even know where it is.
It was a.
Oh yeah, here. This is the exact chart. So this is what I was talking about. I said this happens 3 times in the year. It's on the watch list. That's what I said. If you watched it, you know exactly what I bought, or you were at least in the neighborhood. Even if you fucked it up, you would have made money. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not, you didn't even need me to hold your hand, but if you were prepared and listening in advance, you would have known it as it was right in front of you. So yeah, that's what I've been trying to get people on and clean up the chat. But, and like I'm saying, man, I know that I sound a certain way, but please, like, look at what I've done in the sense of, like, I want you guys safe. I'm not trying to be arrogant, or I'm standing on the truth, and some of you are taking that as arrogant, but it's the only way, because I have to draw the line. Do you understand? And I think you're going to get a better learning experience too, because now it's not obscure. It's not, you're going to know what is what. You're going to know where people stand, and you should be able to see a clear difference. So somebody said that on the watch list, and I'm glad, because I think they saw and realized, and even my own sister, like I'm telling you guys, in the beginning of this year, I know I sounded a certain way, but look at what happened. Like, think about it. You think I wanted to just, like, at the risk of you hating me, I was fine taking that risk. You know why? Because I knew it was a very, very big gap in the results. And that's what happened. It was the difference between people quitting, selling at lows, running away, and anything you would want to buy right now. I was telling you how to get it 50% off. And people were arguing about that. Half of the chat was down. The other half, they started using my religious beliefs to try to disprove a financial fact. So, like I'm saying, bro, I do hope, and that's why, like, just, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm trying to protect you guys. I don't think a lot of people see it, because if I just force feed these plays to you and you're not really understanding, and you're doing it on the wrong time, and some of you don't even, like, really listen, and I don't know who's listening, it's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna help you. But then take it in reverse. The people on the watch list, the way we've been doing it, bro, it's like a time machine. And you're getting a very advanced jump on things, and it's way safer, even on the gambling. And then most importantly, long term is all of it. And without that, you're not going to be able to sit through all the watch lists without a long term. It won't make sense. So it's a nice mix, but like I'm telling you guys, just be safe. You don't want to overpay, and we don't know where it's going to go. That's what sucks, because if it drops from here and those plays go even more, maybe today was cheap. But at the end of the day, it's like you have these opportunities that you could see very, very early. And that's what I want to share with you guys. But if you don't take advantage of it in a way where you're, like, treat it like school, it could actually hurt you. And I don't want that to happen. So at the risk of you hating me for not giving you it, I hope, like I'm saying, we could tune people to more training, less, just run with a play that we don't understand. Target. Woo! It is. FOMO is a motherfucker, and I hope we could end it. So help me. And that's what I'm saying. You end FOMO, you're going to realize you're the master of your universe. You end the FOMO, you're going to realize a lot of things. And that's what I'm saying. Some of you, FOMO was the only threat you have to your future. You know that? Some of you guys, you hear the plan, you apply the long term, you do all the right steps. So the only thing that's going to get you one day, you're going to see a jackass make money. And then you're going to be, what the fuck? What do you mean? And then you're going to be like, I could do that. I need to. And then before you know it, you traded it all in for the quick stuff. So don't. That's what I'm saying. If you want to do the quick stuff, you want to gamble, you better lock the fuck in. Otherwise, go home. Don't, because you're the product if you don't know. That's what I'm saying, bro. All the gamblers who are locked in are making money off the gamblers who are halfway locked in. And the gamblers halfway locked in are making money off the gamblers who are just starting. And then Wall Street's making money on all of us. You guys don't get it? So which one are you, bro? Where do you fit? This is a choice. You get to choose. That's it. You get to choose where you're going to be on it, or you could not participate, which is another great option. And that's what I'm saying. Wait till there's panic, and then we participate. And like I'm saying here, maybe if we get panic, we'll get opportunities. If there's no panic, all that seems fun will quickly be very frustrating. So yeah, make your choice and make it early. That's what I've been trying to teach y'all. It is. I don't like the halfway locked in. It's scary. That's what I'm saying. The more I raise the standard, the more I notice it. Because like I'm saying, people will ask me stuff about gambling, but then they're not really listening. I called out some of you that I really like, and guess what? Even if you have a long term, you're gonna lose it if you're trying to get quick money, and you're not giving it the same attention. Like, come on, dude. What do you think? I know it's gonna happen. That's why you either need to run away from it, or if you're really gonna try to do it, you better give it a real ass effort, and it's gonna require a strict budget control, and it could also mean you lose everything. Are you ready for that? If you're not ready to give it all up, then don't. Keep it and grow. And then at the same time though, like this waking up late, halfway listening, and then even then, imagine this. How many people make a recipe? And you're taking it from one cook, one recipe book, and then you're trying to throw it all together thinking it's going to taste good. It's not. You better have a plan, and you better have one plan, that one way that's going to take you home. And if you can't tell me that, you don't think that's the problem? So like I'm saying, that's just on the short term. And oddly enough, being involved in the short term for a real full level, it feeds your long term. But then if you have the long term, you're not going to get victimized by the short term FOMO. It's it goes hand in hand. I hope I'm explaining it correctly, but I don't say this to talk shit, you guys. I say this to encourage. I hope you hear me. This is all free right now, and I will help you, but I'm not going to help a motherfucker going 10%. I'm not going to help a motherfucker going 20%. I want 100%. That's what I'm saying. That's all of what I've been discussing. So let's go. That's all it is. But then too, notice they want your money, bro. And some of you can't be naive about that. And that's why I'm saying you got to be ready for it, and you doubt your effort, not your aim. That's it. So know what you want. And if you really want it though, I hope you don't want just quick money. I want wealth. And that's how we could get it in any way. But you got to know, doubt the effort, not the aim. No, you don't need quick money, or you don't need big money for quick money. Quick money will get everybody. That's the thing you guys don't realize, don't underestimate. That's why the people who get money and then try to keep doing it quick lose it all. Intel in talks with other large institutions on infusion. Motherfucker, I told you that option. I don't know if it's moving yet, but that's coming out. CNBC is dropping it. Like I told you 30 minutes ago, those bids, the options are tweaking. But now there's another headline. Intel in talks for equity infusion at discounted price. So that could be bad if they keep lowering it, but I don't think they're going to lower it below the 23. They're not going to dilute Massa after he gave him $2 billion. Yeah, you have to do your homework. That's what it is. Or you have to understand the nature of it. That's the thing I think people are ignoring. There's a nature behind short money or quick money. That's it. It doesn't matter who you are. It's a principle. Do you see what I'm saying? The man who tries to bring water from a rock. That's it. You got to understand what you're doing and understand the nature. And that's why, and then sometimes too, there's a difference between extracting water from a rock, and there's a difference between discovering oil on a land and selling everything to buy that land. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's the problem, because money ain't gonna save you. I promise you. You could have all the money in the world and touch a daily, you'll lose it all if you don't know what if you're not respecting the nature of it. Then you're gonna keep trying to pull water from a rock. So you have to differentiate. Yeah, Intel's not really. Again, all the chips are rock today. And then keep in mind, we haven't really got out of this range, so we haven't done the pin yet. Everything is still tilting downwards. The ball keeps bouncing lower, so we're not out of it yet. And then, yeah, you do got another headline there on Intel. See no wires, and then I heard boom.
Unsure.
Are they talking about it?
Meanwhile, 69% say Powell's speech will be
I think they just
neutral.
put it on their website.
14% say dovish. 14 say may not even talk about policy or the economy at all. Here's the outlook for the funds rate. Respondents see the Fed cutting by 50 basis points this year, 25 in September, 25 in December, and 50 next year. This is despite calls for inflation to remain around 3% this year and next. So the big question, if Powell talks about the economy on the rate outlook, how does he make a case for a rate cut with inflation running a percentage point over target, and also for...
Oh shit, they're all at Jackson Hole. All the settings they got a mountain behind them. China Premier Li visits biomedical firms in Beijing. I don't know. I told you what I believe with rates. If we cut during a boom, the rates are going to skyrocket. If we cut during a bust, the rates are going to go lower. And that's it. And aggregate demand. It's the same thing I've said for a long time. Woo! Okay, going lower now. Oil rocketing. You already had something on oil this morning. Is it oil numbers? Yep. There was something else that moved it this morning. Okay, they brought the bids back to the Intels. That was weird. And then oil numbers coming out. Oil rocketing. I don't know if it'll last. Big draw, but still going up, interestingly enough. SPY hit the low. Yeah, oil's rocketing. Okay, watch the bonds now, too. Just like yesterday, if we start flushing hard, you're almost at 2% on the NASDAQ, bro. But if we start flushing hard, and then the bonds break out, and then look at the dollar's about to go up. Dollar was down today. That's the thing. That's the only thing that was decent. So watch out if that starts to climb. When they plan this much, it's not a good thing. It's not, but this is a very unique situation. I wouldn't say unique. There's been other times like the 90s, like literally 1991 to 1993, various periods like before the 70s and mid 80s where they did moves like this. So it's not too atypical, but in the modern monetary sense, usually when they're cutting, that's more recessionary. So you can't really say guaranteed. That's why I'm telling you the answer. The answer is just, if they cut during a boom, the rates are going to go up. If they cut during a bust, the rates are going to go down. And you'll see the dynamics of that. And that will explain everything. I really genuinely believe that. And and it simplifies all of it, even though it's still a complex topic. But yeah, so what they're doing now, it all depends on, and that's why it's so like, wait, do we know the economy data? Like, what do we really know? And that's the problem. But I can't guarantee a recession just because he's cutting. It would depend on the other factors. There's only little headlines. I would argue this was for no reason, but we kind of got the vibe yesterday that people are gonna, play some high stakes ahead of Powell. That's how I view it. I don't know if it's a good enough explanation, but we were able to execute off of it. Good enough explanation. All about unemployment. That would be a major part. I wouldn't say all of it, but that's definitely the entree, or like the major course, or it's up there. Denis Montrov, first Prime Minister of Russia. Russia sees potential for LNG exports to India. If they cut, you're misquoting me, brother. I did not say the stock market going up or down. That's not the boom or bust I'm talking about. I'm talking boom or bust of the economy. That's why, you know, when everybody was freaking out and they're like, go buy a car because tariffs, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Go look at the car supply. Go look at prices. Go look at everything else. The economy. Or is the economy booming? Is the economy in a bust? Is it slowing or is it expanding? You know, unemployment, GDP to exports. That's what we're talking about, boom or bust. Ironically enough, the stock market doesn't mean jack shit. That's why, as they've been cutting and raising, the market's been making very extreme moves and people are scratching their heads. It has nothing to do with the stock market in a very odd way. Stock market reflects financial conditions, but it doesn't reflect the economy as much as you would think. $1.3 million in short-dated Qs came in. That's great information, but I would argue at the wrong time. Like I'm saying, the Qs are already down 1.6. They should have told you the flow activity at 1 minute after the bell, like I did. That's why I hate following that shit. Y'all don't feel me, bro. So yeah, be careful. Be careful out there. Be safe. Intel's weird right now, but then again, this is a very typical move. It's not the time to position, because even though it's where we bought it, some of the options are still up hundreds of %. So it's not the same positioning opportunity as the day before, as awkward as that may seem. You're bringing it up. I know, but you're bringing it up at a terrible time, because we made 300% on the play this morning. That's what I'm saying. It's not, and I'm not talking shit to you. I'm just saying to highlight, this has been a major theme I've been calling out. They're giving you the right info just at a terrible time. That's where it sucks. That's where people, I think, are getting misled very easily and trading dangerously, because they're getting a little part of the truth and what's important, but then at the wrong time or at a very inoptimal time. So I do encourage you all to lock in so that you could get the right thing at the right time. But the right thing at the wrong time usually costs you money. It's fine, but I do. That's why those of you who post that stuff, if you post info at the wrong time, I doubt your intention. I really will. I cannot say I don't. Because think about it. That's what I'm saying. Why are you telling us? You should have told us at the right time. I'll tell you at the right time. I try my best to. But at the same time, it's like, what good is that? That info will hurt people, not help them. If it keeps ripping down and goes another 1,000%, it'll help them. But right now, if it doesn't and does what it has been doing, that's pain. Why is Polte? They're repumping it. I think they're repumping it because they want it to be negative. But then it's not hitting negative, and then, like I'm telling you, the premiums are higher than the day before. Remember, we made 500,000% on yesterday. See what I'm saying? So, we'll see. Shkreli long position. I think Shkreli's a smart guy, but I wouldn't touch any of it. He's too sketchy. That's the problem. I think most of you guys are richer than him too now. It's kind of weird. So just be careful. Like I'm saying, they want your money. I don't want that. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm gonna go live in La La Land with Jesus. It's been serving me great. And you know, I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna choose. And then Pulte, I mean, you just got to think, I would be like, a couple years ago, I would be bothered by everybody picking on the Fed. But the Fed has just been shady. And I don't mean that in a negative sense, but we're talking insider trading, Clarita, Bostic, you name it. Random resignations abruptly out of nowhere. Even Powell on some weird lying shit. Like, they don't have a good track record right now. When it's as far as like, unless you are willing to overlook all of that stuff. But historically, most people never allowed the Fed to get this crazy. So I'm kind of all for it, because although I don't like the independence attacked, it's not as if this was a independently credible institution. It was, but not with this type of behavior, you know, from all across the board members. This is, you know what I'm saying? It's not as if one person did one thing wrong. You could borderline paint a whole picture where like half of these board members have been kind of dragged into some sort of scandal in the last couple of years. From the banking crisis to trading when they're not supposed to, trading multiple times, municipals, during COVID, renovations, random leaving out of, again, abrupt resignations as well. It's really odd. So I'm not as bothered about what they're doing. And another time, if I couldn't say that about the Fed, I would be defending them right now. But like I'm telling you, half of these fucking board members, they've been implicated in something that's just like, no, that's not what the people, we can't look at that and be excited. You can't look at that and say it's fully credible. I still believe in them, and I still think they did generally a good job, and America's America. Amen. But it's not faith inspiring. It's maybe a better way to put it. David, I heard some dude this morning, but I didn't think he was going to get it. And there's one guy they wanted, and then I think he passed away. Believe it or not. There was one guy who died recently. Josh, welcome. So yeah, all you new members, bro, I better see you on the watch list. I don't think we're gonna have one tonight, but whenever we have it, I better see you there. All right, you're going lower, bro. You kidding me? Need to hear what you think about Maduro's reward. Why? I'm not. Sadly, I love Venezuelan women, but just Venezuela, I'm not interested in their role in the world right now. It's just oil. So economically, they don't really have anything. And then that sadly though, some of you, like, listen, white guys going to fucking Latin American countries, the girls are gonna rob you. Okay, just I don't know who needs to hear this, but yeah, you just be careful. All right, go get a lawn term, bro. Just stop. That's what. Go walk with the Lord. Walk with the Lord. I'll go with you, man. If you're gonna, I want to go, but like I said, it's dangerous. And like Nicaragua, like they hate us. So I don't know if you're Nicaraguan, you may like us. I love you, but there's not a good relationship. So like it's actually very harsh. Like some people in Nicaragua, they really hate America. So that, like, again, even Maduro, if you're not familiar with the Maduro regime, it's actually like, it's kind of crazy. In a weird way, I would argue Venezuela is more dangerous than Colombia. That's what for Americans. So like, if you're American and you go to Venezuela, you don't get the juice, bro. You're gonna get clapped. It's different. Like, it's actually like it's all out for Americans there. So, yeah, I don't really... It makes sense that there's 50 million... They want Maduro. They don't... You know, we got beef with... I think that's one of the only places right now, besides, like, Russia or Ukraine, with, like, a red travel warning, I would say. And then, like, Libya and shit like that. from Venezuela. Amen. I love the Venezuelan people. I just know there's a very, very big tensions for the people there still. And they don't like Americans coming. They do not like Americans coming to Venezuela. I've heard, and I know people. It's very intense. I didn't see Brazil banks. I saw Nucor, but that was it. All right, man. You're down 1% on the SPY now. Yeah, that's what I said, bro. Yesterday, we didn't do it this fast. This is yesterday on steroids, bro. Look at yesterday was really slow, but you did the drop. You're already 50 points below the solid level, too. So, yeah, next level, you fill the gap at 63.40. You may chill around there, and then otherwise 6,300. You might have soft zones at like 63.20, but yeah. It just yesterday on steroids. You're 1% now on the SPY, 1.7 on the NASI. Even the Dow's down 0.3, and then Russell's down 0.97. They don't like it. It's not true. I think it is. Or at least I'm going off of the standard that, like, even the travel to get into Venezuela as an American, it's a different agreement. And that highlights even a lot, too. But tensions are not good between Venezuela and America at all. I think that's pretty objective. So I could be wrong on some of the cultural stuff. I could admit that. But I'm very, very well aware that it's objectively different than a lot of, like, it's even different than Brazil. It's different. We have way different relations with Mexico. Every Latin American country is very different from Venezuela and America. Because Maduro and what he did and who he aligned with and how they operated, it was he played his own cards. The ghetto spread video, it's still up there, bro. Hasn't gone anywhere, so I don't know. Yeah, Maduro. I know, that's what I'm saying, but then you have Maduro's supporters and then you have the ones who don't. But yeah. I think we're on the same page. Yeah, exactly. The ones who aren't loyal to Maduro, they leave. But then, so what do you, when you get there, there's obviously some non-Maduro supporters, but most of them support him if they stayed. It's just like the Middle East. Shinebaugh says no plans to travel abroad through year end. Shinebaugh, Canada Carney, and Macron to visit this year. And then Target's coming up. They were down 10. You hit a new low. Like we said, SPY finally did 1%. I love it. Gold now ripping. Gold could still be in play, but gold hasn't moved. Again, we talked about gold on one of the watch lists like a week or two ago, but I don't know how I feel about it. I like the yen. We talked about that on the watch list too. That's the other one. That's like the ghetto TLT, pretty much. But then again, Besant hinted at it when we talked about it on the watch list, so that's why I liked it. That's what put it on my radar again, beyond everything else. But yeah, just keep your eyes on it. I wouldn't get overly jumpy. We don't know yet. Everything, even if this feels a certain way, even if we got a great play on it, Just still though, don't be certain. This is just high stakes. This could all, you could rip 2% too. I'm not like tripping on that. You shouldn't either. Like I'm saying, it's Powell. Now they're fucking with everybody who didn't prepare. And then you're going to get Powell and then Nvidia. That's next week. And then depending on how we combine those two events and where we're at, then we'll see the final runway leading into the SCP. So yeah, but like I wouldn't, even though it feels a certain way too and you're seeing it, just head on a swivel and don't be confined to one way. Be patient. Be patient. NVIDIA plays a very big part. That's what, again, we've been showing it on the watch list. Last 2 days it came up and then a lot of people on Wall Street are talking about it more and more. So, and then literally in the last 2 days, this is a 7% move on NVIDIA. So if you thought they're going to move 10%, it just moved down 7% in 48 hours. So, yeah. It's pretty, that's already its own little move. Trump told aides he is considering trying to fire Fed Cook. Wall Street Journal is pumping it again. Oh, you guys got The Wire? Damn, bro. You guys are lucky today. Man, that's crazy. But look, not as much opportunity, even though I fucking perfectly bottom ticked the puts. But yeah, I only had to ban like one person today. But see, less opportunity. You guys shut up. I don't know what it is. You guys, it's not like being annoying. I think it's people, every time we make money, they get so mad or they want to talk you out of the opportunity. That's crazy, bro. I can't believe it. I can't believe that data is dataing. You know that? I can't believe it. The ban index is legit, dude. We'll find out. Right now, I can't confirm it, but so far, it's looking pretty legit. It is an interesting theory, but it tracks back with my thing at the beginning of this year. Because like I told you, even when we started doing the philo stuff, even after the Trump, I made a lot of money on Trump coin. And some of you guys did too. My little Solana phase at the beginning of the year was very profitable for some of you. It really was. Ethereum's ripping right now. What the hell's this? Yeah, Ethereum's going up. That's the only one. They're going to Ethereum instead of Bitcoin. Oh no, Bitcoin came up. So yeah, crypto's coming back out of all of it. But yeah, that's what I was. And then, and even then, the Jesus, like, bro, people over all of my years, I went back because they were like, if you go this, I'm unsubscribing. If you do this, I hate you. I'm not doing. And then I looked back. I finally checked. And I clicked on the analytics tab. And I went to unsubscription. And I went over my whole YouTube career. And it tells you the video where they unsubscribe. And I remember every video because those were the days I made the most money. Every major event where I made a fuck ton of money for me and everybody else, those were the days I had the most unsubscriptions. You weren't mad if I was wrong. You didn't unsubscribe if I was Jesus. You didn't unsubscribe if anything. Actually. it was making money. And that's my goal for everybody. It's amazing. And now we just noticed this with the bans. Literally Friday and Monday we had crazy plays. And I'm like, why am I banning so many people? I'm like, why is everyone acting like this? And then yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. There is a correlation. I know, but when I said I was voting for Trump, they didn't unsubscribe, dude. They talk shit and then came every day. That's what they keep doing. That's what I'm saying. It's like, come on, bro. So it's not, you guys got to watch out, bro. I don't say that negatively, and I don't give a fuck about it. I like it. I'm going to learn from it. But I hope you guys realize, like, bro, motherfuckers want you to stay down. So don't act dumb. Don't be naive. Ain't nobody your friend. And like, how is that happening? I got to ban people on when we make money for being prepared ahead of time. That's crazy. Like I said, bro, my whole history, most unsubscriptions on TLT, on the Trump coins, on the Longeveron, all of them, all the big ones. It doesn't matter. So that's what it is. So be careful. That's why I keep telling you this. I say I want to protect people because there's some ill intention. All right, you're still going lower. VKTX. That one's going out. They had a bad day yesterday. All right, man. It's weird because you had a couple of things move, but then, yeah, more big tech went down. Honestly, Nvidia's ugly. It just sucks. You're back to 170, but like I'm telling you, that's 7% in 2 days. And now you're at 2% over, or 1.9 on the NASI, 1.0 on the SPY, and then 1.0 on the Russell. Dow's still doing good. You got some rotation off the morning, but like I said, it's just a more aggressive, it's like copy of yesterday. Reddit. Who else did? Hood did too. Robinhood. He sold at market. That's where you guys got it. That was the weird one. That's what you guys got to start looking at. Like, the sales don't really matter, like when CEOs buy and sell. But if they do it outside of a plan, then there you go. That's your problem. You can't find the video from the trading fraternity, only the copycats. So what are you going to do about it? It's there, my friend, you guys. It's for you if you want it. Otherwise, maybe there'll be presented other info. But it's up to you to get to the source. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I haven't even looked at Meta. Yeah, they should. They're going to have some meeting in Wednesday. I think YouTube tries to hide it. Yeah. Well, that's what sucks. We've had that. But then again, like I'm telling you, you have people in here who gatekeep on purpose. So that's fine with me. But that's why I'm going to make it very clear. That's all. These people are hurting you. And they want you to get hurt because they want money. Even they would rather you have bad info than you hear Jesus and get the right info. But that's fine with me. I'm here for the people who are gonna get to it with me. That's all we have to do, bro. We still have a massive community. That's the part where I'm like, it's not. It would suck if we can't reach more people, but my brother, we have a lot. We already have enough to work with, and we need to manage it well. And that's why I'm saying I want the best. And I think we have the best in here, and we could do better. And that's why we got to set the standard. That's why, I don't know. Let me see if I can find the comment. It was on the other farm video. There's been a lot. Where was it? It was yesterday. I was going to respond to it, but I could just respond right now. Because look, I said this on the video. I have this screenshot. I was at 320. Jackass, but at the end of the day, yeah, look. Beginning of the year, you know. She sent me all of this, and I know maybe I sounded a certain way. It's funny, like back then, maybe I sounded arrogant, like a jackass. But at the end of the day, it really had the world's difference. Not only in her performance, if she left out and like actually ran away from the market like she wanted to, versus just like I'm saying, this is who I'm thinking about, the hope. Look at this. For people who want to get started. That's what I'm saying, bro. If you listen to the world, and that's why, like, I get it, man. I know I'm at the risk of you hating me. And this is what he said, bro. He said, you were getting to be a jackass and arrogant. I had to stop watching after the paywall. And I hear what you're saying and appreciate the insight. I'm glad you got to learn, bro. And it sucks that some of you had to do that. But, like, do you not see it? Like, this is such a way, this is a real learning experience. I will make it very clear where the truth is. I will make it very clear where I stand, so that these people that gatekeep and copy, they're just trying to blend in and make it confusing so that they can claim either side depending on which way it goes. You haven't realized that? That's what I'm saying. I want you to see the gatekeeping, and I want you to see what they do with it, and I want to be very clear where I am. Because guess what? It's going to be a very different result. That's why. And they're hurting people. I'm fine with that because we're going to save everybody. You have to, but you're never going to learn this if I don't do it. Think about it. If in April I was all 50-50, all timid, you would have been just as confused. You wouldn't have learned. You would have looked at all the other channels and people, and what would you have done? You would have thought that was correct. My behavior is showing you exactly what is right, exactly what is wrong. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a 60% gap in one of the hardest environments in the world. I don't want to hear it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You guys got to find it, and you got to value it. It's up to you. It's not. I already did my part. I'm going to keep doing my part, and I'm going to be very clear. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but sadly, standing your ground on the truth, people have made that to seem arrogant. I will doubt my effort, not my aim. I know what the truth is. I spent my whole life learning this, and I've changed everybody's life around me doing it. So I know what it is, and that's why you see it. You got to see what happened, and it wasn't light. My behavior was aggressive, but so was the result, and I don't like it. You know why I don't like it? Because look at what happened. You got every stock you would buy today. The moment you stopped listening because I'm arrogant, you could have bought it 50% off. And I was saying that. And I wanted that. I said, you guys are going to have to leave me so you could learn. That's the only way. And then you'll realize who has your best interest at heart. You may not like the words that I say, but I'm not lying to you. They are. I don't want your money. They do. That's why I'm like, bro, the only way you're gonna see it is if we stamp it down. So I appreciate you who held it down with me, and I think you got rewarded tenfold already, and you'll keep getting rewarded. But at the same time, we got to stand it, so it's very clear. Yeah, choose your frustration, brother. Amen. Amen. And then y'all see the paywall, all members only. Chad, what do you mean? Look, we make money. They get in our way. The days we're hitting 1,000%ers, they try to stop you. Yo, dude, no exaggeration. They try to stop you. You don't see that? And you're mad at me for limiting it? I'm trying to help, bro. I don't care about the money. Look it, they don't want you to make 1,000%. If they don't make 1,000%. They would rather everybody lose money as long as no one's making more than them. You haven't noticed? Come on. Data centers in Kansas are now operational for Meta. The band's higher because gifted. It could be, but the fact is people are talking out of their ass on those days. That's what I'm saying. They break the rules. They start pumping. They start trying to pump the reverse play, or they try to pump the play they bought. and then they're willing to burn a $5 membership for it. That highlights how they feel about it. It's not just a random bot that just can't access with money. You see what I'm saying? That's what makes it crazier. They're willing to burn it to burn your opportunity. So doesn't matter. Obviously, the gifting could influence the new guys, but why are they willing to break the rules, go into a chat with thousands of people? There's an intention. Everybody has an intention. I know it. My intention is to end poverty, get a long term for everybody, build a bunch of friends. Y'all will hook me up. It's been happening like that. So yeah, you see what I'm saying? Why would you break the rules, especially if you know and are listening and we've acted the same? It's really fascinating. I actually, it's more fascinating than it is frustrating, because then we learn and we get better. But yeah, it's cool to see. The humans always fascinate me. Well, it's not only that, some people don't read the rules, but this is the other one I discovered, and you guys got to be on the lookout for it. There's people who interact and they don't listen to the chat, or they're just talking to you, but they're not listening to the context. So yeah, they have no idea what's going on, and they just want you to know something, whether it be a play, an idea, or you get what I'm saying? That's kind of weird if you really think about it. So they're in the conversation, but they're not in there. They're in there for their purpose. But yeah, we don't have as many bans today, and I'm ranting just as much as I ever do. Do you see what there's not as much opportunity. There was, surprisingly, but it was in the first minute. And we already had it on the watch list. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, and then there's only 1 or 2 today. So yeah, I don't know, man. Welcome, bro. You guys are gonna get the next 5 years, man. I'm excited for some real training. You already got the first part, but now you're next level. So keep learning, bro, and keep this in mind, and move wise, my friend. Move wise. Meta, more data center news on Meta. SPY's kind of doing the pin. As long as this doesn't flip by Euro and go red, then yeah, you might chill out here. Eventually it chilled yesterday. Oh, there it is. Oh, Bradley Frizzle and the peach. Someone said the peach wasn't. The peach is here. Oh, or not. I want to be like Brad. Bow, bow, bow. I said, I'm going to make a... Bro, you're like Tony the Tiger, but better. You like Michael Jordan. I want to be like I'm going to make you a Frosted Flakes commercial. The Frosted Peach. That sounds disgusting. But still, I love you, Bradley Frizzle. Good morning. Are you kidding me? Yeah, bro. Bitcoin and Ethereum. That was the first risk on, bro. Like, as I was saying, I thought Ethereum was outperforming Bitcoin, but they're both going. And now you got a little bit turning up. Highest you've been in an hour. Wow, the peach arrives. Oh. Big peach energy, bro. They don't know. I agree, but it's sad because the culture has soured so much that all these chat rooms act like that all these new guys think it's gonna operate like that. So yeah, bro, we already changed the stock culture once. We're gonna do it again, but we're done with the bullshit. So yeah, they'll learn it or they won't, but the cost is your future and results. That's it. So you tell me. Eddie Guerrero, Mr. Guerrero. Well, thank you, my brethren, and I hope y'all use those memberships. I think you guys are just trying to see if we ban people. You're like, if he bans enough people, then we get to play. Bitcoin was moving with Ethereum. I thought it was just Ethereum, but nah, I did it. Hi. I don't know if you're talking like a greeting or Hillenbrand. Yeah, but that one, they had that buyout rumor. Thought I'd throw that in there. Something like that. Tron. Oh, I thought you... is this the meme coin? Is this ADR or whatever it is? That's why I was like, I thought you were posting a crypto. And then Fig is on the way up. X stocks are coming to con. Okay, that's your biggest rally all day. Like, no exaggeration. 1.5 points. And then Boeing's coming. More volume on the peach. Oh, man. I want to be like Brad. Bow, bow, bow. Canva IPO. My view on IPOs is very simple. If Wall Street is gonna scam, it's gonna be shit. That's it. It just has to have a low premium. So there's a lot of good companies coming to market. It's not that I don't like the companies. I just don't like the I don't like Wall Street. They keep fucking everybody, and I keep calling it. And it's like, literally, these IPOs are opening up at 200% after the highest valuation. So, and then Wall Street, I figured it out early, and then they found a way to change it. Like, I don't even know how they're doing the over allotments. It's really weird, but it doesn't matter. Even if I don't understand it, all I know is that the prices are too high. That's that. And as long as you stick with that, you might miss out on one of them, but it'll save you from these 120s to 70 in 2 weeks, and all of them. But so as long as it doesn't have a high premium on IPO day, I'll look at it. But if it has an IPO, a high premium, I just turn it off. I don't even look at it anymore because it's just not favorable. Like, it just literally, it just look at Fly. That was the other one. I didn't even open this one on IPO day because I knew how high it was. I was like, what the fuck you mean a 200% again? You guys are crazy. Yeah, bro, they're just scamming everybody off of it. So, like I said, if they weren't as greedy and they were willing to open it up like 10, 20% premium, make their fees, make their money, and leave some room for everybody, then yeah, I would play it. But they don't. They're too greedy. So that's fine. It just, we'll play other stuff, or we won't play at all in long term. So yeah, I like the companies. I like Canva, but I'm sure the more we like the company, the more they think they could get greedy, and then we start back at square one of never owning it. Don't flex your losses either. Watch the watch list and pay attention. That's it. I'm telling you how to avoid it every day. And the long term is guaranteed money. Not guaranteed, I hate saying that, but the way it's played out, man, I think some of you don't have to overthink it. Go for the easy one. Pumpers are part of day trading, yes. but not how it is now. Let me put it this way. Like, if you drive on the road and you get a nail in your tire, I would argue that's kind of normal. That's part of the game, right? You could drive, you go through a construction site, you'll get a nail in your tire. But if you're telling me the whole entire road is a bed of nails, I don't think that's normal. And I think you should stay away from it, or your car is gonna get fucked up. Your vehicle. Look at that. Ta-da! That's the part that's weird now. What used to be a random nail here or two has turned into a road full of nails. And everybody thinks that's a normal road. And I'm like, that's insane. That's, what are you guys doing, bro? Yeah, nail in the tire is always bad. Exactly. So, but now imagine the culture, the pumping, all of it. It's a bed of nails, bro. It's a freeway filled with nails, and everyone's acting like this is normal. And it's not. It's not normal at all. And I'm not, and you're looking at me weird for not wanting to go on that road, but I'm like, no. And do you understand what kind of car I drive? Why would I'm not? And I think you guys are very valuable. You are the car. You're the vehicle. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? And seriously. And then there's a road with a little bit of traffic, but guaranteed your car will not get a flat tire. What are we talking about right now? Yeah, bro. And that's what I'm saying. And then there's people on the side of the road. They're like, help me. And then you go to help them, and then they're slashing your tires and then trying to rob you. And I'm like, just don't go on that. Like, that's what I'm saying. You guys are on that road. You want to go on the bed of nails road, my brother? You better be fucking ready to. You better be aware. Yeah, you better be prepared. You better have that route mapped out. I don't go on that road unless I have to, or unless I see them sleeping. That's it. So, pursue with caution. Exactly. They tell you the road is a shortcut. I'm like, it's filled with nails, bro. You're gonna spend longer on the shortcut. I could almost guarantee it. No, we don't drive on the road as Josh with run flats. No. We drive with one guy looking forward, one guy on the side, one guy diagonally, one guy watching the 6, and moving very, very slow. You know why? Because it's a road full of nails and sketchy people. It's very simple, bro. That's why. I know how to get through it, but it might take a little bit, and you need the right people. That's all. That's what I've been telling you. I think that analogy could make you see it better. PlayStation raises the price of PS. Give me Battlefield. I just want Battlefield back. Why did they close the beta? All right, man, you ripped. This is all Euro front run, though. So keep that in mind. You're either going to hit Euro close, and then we're going to come right back down and stay here, or you're going to get right back up to, like, around here post-Euro. Like I'm telling you, man. Like I was just telling you, don't be so certain about today. It just feels weird and it picked up, but remember, just high stakes. They're fucking with you. That's it. The puts were cheap right here. Now they're expensive. Now as you want them, you see what high stakes, baby. But you already know what's happening. Don't worry about the bet. What are you betting on? You get what I'm saying? Don't worry about the chips hitting the table, going up and down. Don't ignore the noises of people ringing the register. What are you betting on? You have your events. All right, Boeing, ever since Bradley. Amen. Ford, high ticker's pretty gassed, man. That was your biggest rally all day. This would have been its own little day in its own weird way. Surprisingly, the NASDAQ didn't go up as much, so tech is a little weaker. This was probably the rotation, sadly. Because, yeah, tech is still down like 1.3. It did come up 0.6, but the SPY got a little bit better of a recovery. A little bit of tech came up. So, see, again, VWAP, and then we'll find out what happens after Euro close. Your Egyptian homie got his citizenship this morning? That's hype. Say Habibi. Fortinet getting a little vertical. I already had that up, but it's starting to gas a little. Not a trigger. HSBC raised NVIDIA price target to 200 from 125. That was earlier. But that's so dumb, though. I thought, like, new systems came out every 10 years. Do you remember that? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the gap between, like, Xbox 360 and Xbox One was, like, 10 years. Was it not, or am I just getting old? Because, I feel like we just got the PlayStation 5. Hey, like 7 or 8 years seems normal. I guess it's been at least 5 years from the PS5, but it's so fast. TJX on the low. That's post earnings. Boeing getting a little bit more vertical there. They're talking about the PS5, yeah. They're raising prices on PS5, and then I do think they have a PS6 coming in the next like year or two. But that's why I'm like, it's kind of short. Neo and Samsung agreed to settlement in patent dispute. I think that could be really good for them. I think they got clapped on it. I don't know if that was earnings or if that was the headline. Watch it though. Small cap, so be careful. The Fed minutes were not... I don't think the Fed minutes are important. I think today it was just... Again, I think the puts were cheap for a little bit. That's it. That's all. It happens every time. That's why I don't know how to explain it. I tried to help you front run it, but then the front run didn't work when it didn't hit the new low. But every time the call ratio hits that low, it always hits. At least this year. It's 4 for 4. But the Fed minutes, they might produce something, but I doubt it. I don't really have my hopes up. And then bonds are chilling out now on this. We're at VWAP with 9 minutes till Euro close. Polte, they're probing property Fed Cook has in Massachusetts. I mean, what do you guys think? So let me give you a hypothetical. Republican or Democrat, how would you feel if a new Fed member was utilizing their position at the Fed to get a lower rate for their mortgage that a normal citizen couldn't get as a result of their policy? So long story short, how do you feel if the Fed members can still get 3 and 4% mortgages and you have to pay 7 to 9? Do you think that is good for society? Don't they already do that? They shouldn't. I would argue, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that that is how it should work? So do you think the people at the Fed who control the rate should not be bound by it in their private business dealings? That's what I'm saying. Do you think it's political, or do you view this as just right or wrong? I mean, how do you view it? So that's the hypothetical at stake. That's what they're probing. They're trying to find out if Lisa Cook actually was like, yeah, just not fair. And that's what people don't like. Again, like when Richard Clarita starts day trading millions of dollars on information, knowing the economy is going to shut down and reopen, no one could do that except for the Fed. Again, Fed Bostic used, making municipal bond plays before rate cuts and rate rises and all these other tax-free, might I add. And, it's just like, what? And then now this, if come to find out the last 2 years, I was paying high mortgages. Every one of you has bought a house, and then the people on the Fed are getting half off for what? So, yeah. No need to cut rates, yeah, for individually. They get to benefit low rates, and then meanwhile, the government spends $1 trillion a year on their decision. Like I'm saying, a lot of this stuff is just like, they benefit, the big money benefits, meanwhile, the public just gets fucked. That's the situation. Everyone public is getting fucked on a mortgage. You work at the Fed, you play the game and agree, you get a deal. Like I told you, when Powell cut rates in September, not only did he, violate a lot of historical standard of cutting ahead of an election, the result 90 days later never happened in history. Long end bond yields go up. It got more expensive to buy mortgages, and then it got cheaper to gamble on margin. So that means all the big banks benefited off of Powell's rate cut because they could gamble at lower rates and take out massive amounts of money and then put it to the bonds that Powell is paying them a unnatural high interest on. Do you see what I'm saying, bro? It's fucked. Because again, the big banks, the people in the game, they get to benefit off of it. Meanwhile, the normal people who work and save, they're the ones suffering the consequence. Kind of shitty. That's why I said, unfortunately, I'm not a fan of I like the Fed independence, but it's not like this is a board of Fed people who have done ethically, stuff that we're like, yeah, we're excited about that.
I think she needs to resign quickly. I say these things about Powell needing to resign and everything on the political side. This is very different, okay? This is black and white.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that. No, because you have called for Powell to resign because you don't like interest rates as high as they are.
Damn,
that's a very
he just said my Powell shit's political. This shit is just violation
those are
of
policy
law.
issues, okay? I'm putting my regulator hat on today. I've never accused Jay Powell of something like this.
This is crazy.
I'm sitting here and I'm saying to you that if you look at the mortgage documents, you see what I see. And you know what? I'll tell you this. Jay Powell, he has a chance to do the right thing by the law. I mean, this is just, this is common sense what he needs to do here. But, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't know. Did he know about this? I have a hard time believing he did.
You can't lie about a mortgage.
But we'll see.
If you lie about a mortgage,
it would be hard to believe that he would know about, the mortgages and what Lisa Cook claimed on mortgages.
What you're saying, Director Pulte, is that what you're saying is that if she were a dovish dissenter, if she were pushing the committee to cut rates, you would still be coming on our program to demand her resignation?
I didn't say any of that. You're saying that and trying to twist it into some political thing. I'm telling you, as far as I know, she is dovish. So I don't really understand what your argument is. My argument is very simple. There can be no mortgage fraud. This came across our desk. I have a duty to report it. I mean, don't you want your mortgage regulator to report it no matter who it is?
Amen.
Do you have any indication from the Department of Justice? I know you sent the letter to Pam Bondi that there is going to be an investigation here?
He did. He said,
well, I don't want to comment on any specific conversations I've had with the DOJ, but I do know that Pam Bondi has done a great job at taking mortgage fraud seriously across a host of issues. One of the things that I did, one of the reasons that we fired many of the board members when we came into Fannie and Freddie was we found a lot of multifamily fraud on the books. And, we've had to clean that up, and we're still in the process of cleaning that up. And so I have been a very big fan of whether it's residential mortgage fraud like we're talking about today or multifamily fraud. This stuff has got to get the heck out of the system. And frankly, we talk about this potential IPO or potentially selling shares one day. We need to make sure that we have strong and sound businesses if and when we go to do that. And so, these are part and parcel together. It's a safety and soundness thing, but it's also in the business interest of the companies to make sure that fraud is not there.
What is the penalty for if there were any evidence of fraud here? What would be the penalty for something like this, the claiming primary residence on two places?
Well, I would refer you to the DOJ's website because they have many precedents for this. I would say that Marilyn Mosby, you may have seen that. People may recall.
So that's what she did. She claimed primary residence
She was
twice.
prosecuted and convicted of mortgage fraud, lying on her mortgage applications, I believe. And so, you have high-profile cases like this all the time.
I want to know what rate she got, and I want to know what else is on the application.
When this came across my desk, I said, people are going to think this, that, or the other thing. Well, it doesn't really matter. If she did this, she did this. We have an obligation to report it. And it wouldn't matter whether, she was a Republican or Democrat. It is what it is.
Still, you have to admit that you'd be probably happy to see the president get yet another pick.
Because your primary residence, you get
this is where all this
certain
goes
rates,
on the
certain
Federal
down
Reserve
payment,
and the quest to
certain
lower interest
tax
rates.
breaks.
I mean, if you want to put my policy head on, I'd be happy if we had a different chair. I don't know how or what.
No,
or
she
if this
claimed
moves the needle. Again,
multiple
this
primary
matter,
residents
as it pertains to this,
to get the interest.
How can we have somebody in this type of position committing mortgage fraud?
So she has two primary
allegedly.
residents that
and I would say one thing too. You said about how did Jay Powell not know? This is not really that hard. If you look at her personal financial disclosures, which are disclosed, all of us have to do through the executive branch. She lists on there that it appears anyway, and we'll figure this out, and the DOJ will have to look into this, that she's listing this property as her personal residence. Even today, like meaning in 2025 or whenever she last did it, 2023, whenever her last disclosure was.
The one in Ann Arbor?
The one in Atlanta, and then she went on to list it for rent. So, there's a lot of questions here, and that's why I'm saying for the sake of the country, she should just resign. And I do think this is a very different situation than
no, she's not.
The chair. I
she's
really
not
do
dumb.
believe.
That's what they do. That's what Bostic does. That's what I'm saying. These guys know better. These are at the highest position of government money, you guys. And you think Bostic doesn't know what's happening to his portfolio? You think the little Egyptian boy understands all of the mortgage regulations, but the lady at the Fed doesn't? And you think she's just dumb? That's the whole point. They do this shady shit with plausible deniability. That's why. It could look like a filing error. It could, it's an honest mistake. No, it's not, bitch. You're at the highest level. People don't, if a normal person like me or any of my viewers made that mistake, y'all would crucify him. Let's be real. And that's not being at the highest possession of money and being one of X amount of people who get to determine fucking fiscal or monetary policy. What are you saying? That's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to accept. Just like when Powell acts dumb, it's hard for me to accept. Because I do respect these people. I do give them credit for what they have done. I do like what the stuff that's good that they do, and we need them. But we need honorable people. We need integrity. We need people who are gonna perform at that level and not use this bullshit to hide behind it to enrich themselves and be so attached to money and everything else. They should be attached to the people in their mission. So yeah, I don't know. It's just that's what all of them. All of them have plausible deniability. Every single one of the Fed moves. But it's just like, this is the highest position in the land. Go put me in the Fed then. What the fuck? What are you guys saying then? Okay, fine. You're telling me these are the best in the world? You're telling me this is the guy making the biggest money decisions? And they don't know, and they're filing, they can't file papers? Oh, and multiple of them every year there's another one. No, this is like, come on. I have a higher standard for my people, and my people do not work at the Fed. We make decisions for our families, not for the country. You just move. It's all with your mortgage. It's when you apply for the mortgage. So if you have 2 properties and you're getting the other one, they're asking you, which one are you living in? What's your primary? I have multiple houses. I only have 1 primary residence. That's the whole point. So it's like, it's kind of crazy. Because then again, though, if you want to live in a primary residence, you get benefits. You get lower interest. You're living in it. The bank is viewing you as a different borrower. Do you see why it's fraud? Because you're telling the bank, I'm going to live in the house. A person who lives in a house has a different financial attachment than an investor where it's their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Does that make sense? Why? Because if you live in the house, you're going to try your best not to lose it. Your interest in that property is different because it's your home. You live in it. Versus the guy who has a 3rd, 4th house, he's more likely to default because if he can't pay the payment, he still has a home. So he'll let the bank take the risk. So that's why, like, at a fundamental financial, you're lying to the bank about the risk of the property and the risk of the borrower. That's why he's saying it's mortgage fraud. Okay, bro, you already gave up half of it. I think we were right here when I said don't be certain. Well, there you go, man. Euro closed 4 minutes ago, but you're ripping for no reason. I'd like what we did, though, bro. I hope you could still ghetto. Oh, my God, bro. You could go $15 down and ghetto spread it still. Praise the Lord. Yeah, bro, that play murdered it. So like I'm saying, even though it's bouncing, we got all of our money back and we have the insurance. But now you could even ghetto spread further down the chain. So you could still hold the same play at the same value and you could get another 10, 20 bucks a share on the ghetto spread. That's crazy. At the same price. You had to get it at the 1 penny though. That was the downside to it. If you moved into a new house, again, if you got another mortgage on the new house, you had to tell the lender what you were doing. Did you not? So, like, think about it. You buy a new house and you're like, oh, how did you get that new house? What did you tell them this new house was? That's the whole point. So, you should, if you have the reason to move and change your primary, you either are renting or you have another house, or you bought another house. But if you bought the other house, what did you tell the bank you were doing with your other house? And depending on what you're doing with the other house, you get different terms. That's why I've always told you guys, some of you shouldn't sell your house. And you think you have to, and you're like, I can't qualify. I'm like, yes, you can. Go get the house rented. You could take your primary residence, go buy another house, and then tell the bank and say, this is my primary. I'm buying another primary, but I already have this house rented out. And then if you could show them that the rent on the primary is covered by a renter and you're moving to a new primary, they'll qualify the rental income so that it doesn't work against you. And then there you go. So, but this is the process. So that's why it's like at some point, yeah, depending on what you do or what you don't do, that is what creates the problem. Damn, bro, 24 million in shares? Is that real? No. You don't need a year of income, no. If they're living in the house and you have a signed lease agreement, they'll qualify that. So then that way the debt to income of your mortgage doesn't go against you. They transfer it to the renter. And then that way it frees you up to borrow again for your new primary. Britain up 1-4. Where's Japan? Japan was bad yesterday. The puts are still up? They are, yes. Because they were that cheap. But then even the exit play will work, the ghetto spread. We talked about it yesterday. And the fact that it's like $50, $60 a share gap, that's why the ghetto spread is really optimal. Just an idea. I could see that. I kind of agree with you. But that'll be later stage. I think I think other people are going to get involved, and Trump is going to probably say, yeah, the government's going to do this, but then he's going to bring in other companies like we saw with SoftBank, because we've already seen that happen. So I like that idea. We're already positioned and planned for it, so I wouldn't use that idea to make a new play. That would be foolish. But if you're already in it, we're riding the wave. A lot of things chilled out. Let me get you a checkup. The Dow is green, believe it or not. So SPY and NASI went up like 0.6. Dow recovered 0.3 to go green. You're not cooked. No, they're shady, but you're not cooked. Does that make sense? There's a big difference. I believe in opportunity. We're getting every single day. We got more and more people getting on it. We got people buying homes, elevating, changing their life. So please get that mentality out of here. I'm not going to tolerate it again. I don't want to hear we're cooked. We're not cooked. We're actually the best generation. And we're going to have way more. And a lot of things are at the precipice and the horizon. So are you going to talk yourself out of it right now? Or are you going to fucking lock in? Oh, yeah. Amen. Seek the Lord, and you'll understand what I'm saying.
Alternatives
I need to
and
go
private
pee.
assets,
Follow me
the
on
number of
Instagram,
family
at the
offices
Trading
with
Fraternity.
exposure
Confused.
to
Oh, yo.
alternative investments.
Do you guys want to buy a membership? You get the... Bro, we already have 26 new members today. I've only banned 2 people. Look at that. Look at that. No, not as much opportunity. The opportunity I hit in the first minute, but I don't know if that one counts. It was only like 200, 300%, not 1,000%, so maybe that's why. But yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, today's a chill day, bro. And a lot of you signed up. I'm glad. I just hope you watch the watch list. But even then, man, I just like some of y'all, whether you're new or old, I hope you know why we're here. Okay? For real, bro. I want y'all safe. And again, I'm not trying to bother anybody, but I'm also not going to tolerate bullshit. So, but like I'm saying, man, I want y'all safe on this road, and it's rough out there. So please protect your future and think about it. That's what I'm saying in the substance of what I talk, man. And even when we go, and I may not do it perfectly, sometimes I get a little out of bounds, but like I'm saying, we have a really clear mission, bro. And I really hope all of you, just be safe, man. Be safe and be wise. And my pushing for this standard, it sucks right now, and you may not like it, but I promise you it bears fruit. I promise you. And it will keep you safe in a very critical time. And again, the last time, anytime this year, bro, like we're talking a major difference. I must show you. Where is it? This is from the video, bro. Like I'm saying, this is crazy. Like, again, we're talking a 30 to 60% difference in how, again, in everybody, bro. The world was fighting you. I want people to have hope. I don't want them to be at all-time highs thinking they can't. I don't want people to think they're cooked, because you're not. But if you keep listening to these scoundrels, they'll cook you. They're cooking you, but does not mean you are damned to being cooked. So like I'm saying, bro, this is what I want. So don't ever forget that, all right? And if you really care about them, help me. That's what I'm saying, bro. You help them. Let's go. Don't tolerate the not. Help me with the standard. Stop breaking the rules. Then actually read it. And listen. That's it. And like I said, bro, how are we going to get through this road? Get my back. Watch the sides. Let's go. Let's move. Information shared is effective if we have the same direction and goal and standard. That's why, baby. So, amen. And thank you for all the new members. So, go watch the watch list now and be prepared. Please. I bid thee, Honeywell. Whoop. Yo, Honeywell, 30, 40 cent pop, slow mover kind of value. So, yalla. Yeah, Pepsi got washed. I'm glad we made it free, but the short ones got fucked. All right, I'll BRB.
In terms of, all these companies refinancing and, huge capital flows coming into public markets, which makes private credit that much more appealing because the returns are still 11 to 12 net. And when I look at my
Honeywell is really big now.
I compare that to
Honeywell.
Lending, they're very uncorrelated. One is direct lending.
No. That was small when I left, but I just looked back over and I unmuted it.
An LTV attachment point, of course,
it's halfway.
Where you are.
You get another 1%. Something's happening, but
is all about
other than that, I don't know.
Assets for us, whether it's equipment, whether it's plant, we're lending at 65% LTVs. Not worrying about a company's cash flow and
Bernie Sanders supports
the correlations are
Intel.
Actually quite uncorrelated, like a 0.4.
Thanks, Bernie. So even the liberals are down, I guess.
Asset-based lending and direct
Honeywell,
lending,
HOA.
and yet both very
nothing out yet, but it's moving.
Classes. So I believe there's a lot of money coming in. Fund managers have raised too much money. Sure, they're going to have trouble putting that to work. Fund managers like Marathon that I think size things appropriately, can pace, I think, very, very well in a market like this because it's a very vibrant market. Capital markets are wide open, and there's lots of investment opportunities.
Do you think some of these tight IG spreads can survive what happens at Jackson Hole this week?
Well, Jackson Hole is a very important event this week, and we get to hear from Powell his final lap after 8 years of being a Fed chair, and we all love Jay Powell, but
not everybody loves Jay Powell right now.
But he's slow, and so he's slow, Jay. He's slow to raise rates on the front end, and he's slow to lower rates on the back end. And so I don't think the market's going to love what he has to say come Friday, because I don't think he's going to say that he's going to ease come September 17th. So he's going to hold back in that. And so I believe he will ease on September 17th, but he'll want to see more data yet again, because slow J always has to see more data, and he's going to want to see the jobs report September 5th and CPI on September 11th, and we'll have to see where the numbers come in. And
sounds like you're on the president's side.
Well, I'm on the side of easing because the yield curve is not what the yield curve should be, right? You have SOFR at 4.35, that's the rate.
Yep.
You have 3-month bills at 4.20, and then you have 2-year bills at 3.75, and then you go back to 10-year notes back to 4.28. And so we have a V-shaped yield curve for no reason whatsoever. It should be a normalized yield curve. That's what the markets are pricing in, but yet the Fed's not giving that to you. And what's it doing? It's costing the government a bit more in its financing costs and holding back the economy. Look, jobs have slowed, the economy slowed. Last year's growth rate was 2.4%. This year's growth rate in the first half of this year is 1.2%. So the economy's a little slower. Job growth is only 35 jobs a month. And so, yeah, rates are too high. The normalized rate for Fed funds should be 3.
But he said he'd be
4.5.
cutting if not for the tariffs and the worry about inflation there.
Right, the way the Fed rarely cuts with underlying inflation running 3+.
The Fed has a dual mandate: jobs, which are slow and below where they should be, an economy which is slowed down below its what I think is his natural growth rate. So that's number one. So he's focused on that. And the second mandate is stable prices. It's not necessarily 2%, it's stable prices. And we have stable prices. Within the band, it's around 2.75%. And so with stable prices and job growth and economic growth, which has slowed, it's every bit the case that Fed funds should be normalized at 3, not this elevated rate of 4.25 to 4.5. And so I believe rates are too high. They're restrictive, but despite them being restrictive, the interesting thing is financial conditions are as easy as it can be because the capital markets, thanks to us that lend in the market and others that lend in the market, is wide open. The banks are open for business, the markets are open for business, but rates are a bit restrictive.
So what is your base case on where rates go and what the economy does?
So my base case is that we're going to pick up our economic growth a little bit in the second half of the year and going into next year. So number one, in terms of where rates go, I think the long end is actually properly priced, won't come down much, but the front end has 150 basis points to come down. And so what will Jay do on his watch between now and May? Probably ease a couple times. 2-3 times. He'll probably start on September 17th unless we get bad inflationary report or a very vibrant jobs number, which are both outliers. And if we don't get those outliers, he's probably going to move on September 17th. That's my base case. He'll move again, and then he'll pause again because Jay likes to take it slow. And then he'll wait for the next Fed chair to come in, and the next Fed chair will be a dove, and he'll cut 100. And he'll do 50
You may not like what he's
just
saying,
to put an exclamation point.
Well, that.
A couple things. You know, he's talking about the curve steepening or the curve coming back. That's what we were talking about with Shy. So I hope the watch list, again, get you prepared. You guys should understand this beyond the propaganda. So that is important. But then, what was the last part that he said? He just said, what he just explained is I think everybody's missing, at least retail. All of the like newer, younger people, you guys are missing this part. And it's real. The real part is the fact that, bro, even I think we're getting a cut in September, like no matter what. But the problem is like you don't have a guarantee of the future. You get what I'm saying? You don't know if Powell's going to keep cutting. And that, I think Powell is going to use that to his advantage. That's how he could give everybody what they want and then still fuck with everybody and even fuck with Trump. So, yeah, I'm confident on the cut, but I'm not confident on the path. And I think that's a really valid point right now. And I think a lot of people are ignoring it because they're just paying attention to the rate cuts, getting excited, and, you know, thinking of everything else. But just remember, we had big rate cuts, but then that shaky path, that's what got us in this situation. So I think they're cutting in September, unless Powell wants to change his mind tomorrow or on Friday. But yeah, it's like that rate path is still a little sticky, bro. And we don't have that answer yet. And that, I think, is going to impact the future a little bit more than just the cut. Because one cut is good, but 2 cuts is great. But if I don't know what you're doing after that, then there's a limited scope. So, yeah, just higher uncertainty for longer, 1,000%. Amen. So, yeah, I don't know. That conversation was fascinating above all else. But welcome back. We're coming back down. It is 20 minutes past Euro. Europe is settling. So we'll see where that leads us. The long end will tell the story. Not how you think, though. So I agree with the first part, but I don't agree with you about inflation. Why? Because they were clearly wrong about it. The bond market is a great signal, but you can't make it tell you what it wants to tell you. That's why I've gotten good at the bonds through my career, because I know how to read it, and I know what I want at times, and I've made the mistake of trying to get what I want out of the bonds. But you have to listen to them. You can't force your answer. So when it comes to inflation, I don't think the bonds are telling you that. And I don't think that's about what's going to happen. Because, and this is why I'm saying, economically, the real economy, boom or bust, that's going to determine where the long end goes. That will feed into the real story of all of it. But I don't think it's going to determine, I don't think bonds are saying inflation risk right now. That's obviously one of many worries, but realistically 9 months, and bonds are built on duration, 9 months you had the opposite, only lower inflation with a lower path of inflation. So that's not the worry. It's more, there's other broader stuffs and stickier things than just inflation. So I agree, though, that the long end will tell a story, but it's going to be related to boom or bust to the economy. And then you'll know whether or not they made a mistake or if they stimulated at the right time. A big spike on a car could mean anything. It could mean the spread. It could mean volatility. But it just depends. So, but it means something, but you got to determine, clearly just rule out you just got to rule out the glitch. And as long as it's just not like a random spread move and it's doing something that's like, you know, organic, that could give you a signal of impending volatility. Or when spreads widen, that's usually a sign that volatility is coming. Yeah, oil's ripping. Yeah, Honeywell's at a Morgan Stanley conference. So there is headlines, but that was a dud. I only like it because of staples, rotation, utilities, all that shit. But SPY's coming back down. Like I told you guys, around Euro close, we're either going to get... We overshot a little bit. I thought we'd go to VWAP and come down. But like I was saying, you're either going to end up here or we're testing the low again, probably. Or we're going to stay stuck in the low till power hour. So we'll find out. I'm just guessing, so don't. I already made my place. So don't. Take the info, and I hope it doesn't influence you and you think on your own. I'm just sharing it with you. And it's played out. Like I said, it overshot a little bit. But even then, 30 minutes into Euro, we're kind of getting back to something that was expected. What's up, baby? What up, Genix? And Kana, I know where you been at, bro. I hope you've been locked in. The Watchlist warrior. I don't like copper. I like it, but I don't. So I don't really play it. I know it's linked to the economy, and people use it as an indicator, but I'm not really active in copper. I don't think I know as much. New job in new city. Oh wow, that's exciting though. Love to see it, man. Hopefully the long term kick in. Woo! Explain. I don't want him to explain it. I disagree with it. I think it's gonna confuse you. Both of you need to stop. Thank you. I'm already over your comments, Luke. So try again next time. Just listen. I'm not. That's why too. And I'm not gonna let you guys put the wrong stuff out there. So I'm not. I try to be nice about it. So, but y'all are gonna push each other into bad decisions. So no, it's very simple, and it's been explained many times in terms of rates. You could theorize and guess as you want, but don't confuse people. And I'm not. Like I said, if you want to learn everything, you're gonna have to listen, not talk as much. CNC still, damn. CNC's down 6? Okay, gosh, that glitched. Said no way. And then Microsoft's into the low. I want to say it was all big tech here. And if you don't understand why I banned you, it's because you didn't listen. I just had a conversation with that guy saying where the right answer was, and then you just asked for more information on the wrong answer. Do you see why? That's just you either weren't listening to the context, or you're extrapolating upon a wrong thought line, where I don't think it'll help you or anybody. Nothing happened today. It's just like yesterday, man. That's just the really weird part about it, but I call it high stakes. You know, we did this with the non-farms. You guys don't remember? So like last week coming into the data, you had that. You had a big run up and then random gap up. Then it fucks the premium up before these events. So we already had a 5-day run up. You were chilling. And now this just gave it all up. But I don't think it's really off a reason. Again, there is little reasons you could attribute it to, but realistically, the scope of the move is all just the size of the Mag 7, right? You know, those move big, the market's going to move big. Those come up big, it'll go up big. They go down big, the market will come down big. So we're getting that little rotation, but broadly, last couple of days, the big stocks are just chilling out a little bit. And then, yeah, now you're getting this anticipation premium, and I think the stakes are being risen. You have a I would argue 150 point range on the SPY. So you'll probably stay within this range. Up, you could go way lower from here, or we could go a little higher with nothing happening. I've said this many times this year. If you have been watching, we've done this block before. I think right before here we did it. That's what I'm saying. It's like you could stay in the range, and then we'll see where the data leads us. But for now, I think they're just raising the stakes ahead of it. And as the event gets closer, the ideas and the propaganda swirls, and now, what should I do? What should we do? So hopefully you prepared in advance. Damn, you again, bro. Oh, wait, that's a different you, right? Yeah, that's different than the other, because I was saying those materials got whopped. Chevron. Again, oil's been ripping. We'll do off topics later, brother. Later. So I'm glad you came back. I'm glad you're in a new city and your life is good, man. So, but we're going to do off topics after Fila. Not right now. So be here and be locked in while you're here. But other than that, even if you are locked in, don't detract from others' opportunity. CLMT, Calumet. Down the street for Calumet, a school for the Stones. He nicknamed me J-Rock, so they leave me alone. Bulls jacket with the hat broke way off. No, anybody? Okay. He's in his hand to let you know he the man. Before we got the leases, it was more about caprices. Just tell him, Ariel. Bum, 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 bum. KRYS. It's a liquid biotech 2% pop. Google launches Pixel 10 lineup of new smartphones. Philip Morris, again, MO is on a tear. And then, oh no, it's NI. Nvidia came, oh shit. Yeah, again, 2% on Chris, KRYS. Oh, yeah, you're fucked, dude. So, yeah, it's all Nvidia. I hate to break it to you guys. Yeah, so look. That whole, like I was telling you, bro, the worst of today, Nvidia is down 7% in the last, 2 days. That's a lot. But, do you see it? Yeah, so the SPY is just Nvidia, when it's all said and done, with the slight rotation and all of that. But out of the Mag 7, I think that's going to be your sale. This will be if the wind blows higher or lower on Nvidia. I'd argue you'll get way more pull today. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. That's a 4% bounce. Or actually 2, because it did 4 or 5 yesterday and another 3 today, and now it's down 1-8. But look, that's what started it, because I was telling you, it was a little weird there, and we saw the staples come down and XLV and XLP and all that, but then it was Nvidia, I would argue. So it's still early. That's the thing you gotta keep in mind. 9 o'clock. NASDAQ down to 1 1/4. SPY's a little better, but everything's red. Even the Dow too. Dow is just green actually. See back then, if you had a car, you was the Chi-Town version of Baby. What a great song, bro. I love that song. I love that whole album. I know it's past visiting hours, but can I please give her these flowers? The doctor don't want to take procedures. Yeah, Jackson Hole, there is a set time. I just don't know it yet. I haven't looked into it that far. It's I think it's going to be at like 10 a.m. It's like 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern. It's early in the morning or like middle of the day. Technically, Jackson Hole starts tomorrow. So the real event starts tomorrow. Powell's set speech isn't till Friday. So technically it starts tomorrow. But the event we're waiting for Friday, 10 a.m. maybe? That sounds right. 10 to 11-ish is usually, they usually do these the same time. Oh, I forgot. Futu had earnings. Honestly, they lagged pretty hard. I'm going to look at those. Let's see. Because that for a good earnings in China, bro, you would think those would get destroyed a little bit more. I hate that option chain, though. Blech. The doctor don't want to take procedures. An expensive pixel. So yeah, Futu has one. I'm sending it out now, but don't spend a lot. It's shitty. So the weird part about Futu, I like the thesis, both China, earnings performance, all of that, but every other contract except for the short terms are terrible. There's only one good one that's cheap, where the risk to reward works, but it's not, you don't have enough time on it. That's the thing. If you could get that play near that time or that price with like a month, I think it's golden. But all the ones that are golden cost hundreds of dollars, and that's why. So yeah, I just sent one out. I told you I was looking at it, but it's not really. That one's a stretch. Like I'm saying, the ones with time past September, October, I like, but I don't like their prices. And that's the dilemma. Yeah, cheapest is $200. This is dumb. Dumb. Yeah, Google upgrades camera. It's 9 o'clock though, so we're moving, man. Little by little. Yeah, everybody buys their phones, bro. It's crazy. The payment plan. What are you saying, bro? They're geniuses. The way they did the little Apple dude, they got us buying $1,800 phones so easily. It's so ridiculous. But no, bro, it's very accessible. Like those little AT&T, any phone providers, they're like $5 a month, $10 a month for like 3 years. They replace contracts with overpriced phones. But yeah, so but I haven't used an Android in a while. Oh, I'm muted. No way. Oh, yeah, I was telling you. The Futu, bro. So, it went up. It's up 200% now. Make it free. I already made it free. But, like, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, unfortunately, I'm sure anybody in my position would love that they say a play and it goes up 100%. But in a weird way, this has been fucking with me. Because, like I'm telling you, I have a new strategy. I've discovered something. And I'm finding killer entries. And I'm focusing on the buy. And I'm using data. But when there's unnatural activity, it kind of fucks with it. Do you see what I'm saying? This is why, like, I don't want to give you the strikes. I could get you in the neighborhood, but I don't want the data to be distorted. And then again, after I start hitting a bunch, some of you stop thinking and then just start following. But then again, like I'm telling you, I'm looking for something. So I'm encouraging you to try to look too, but be careful, okay? Just be careful. But that, unfortunately, like I'm saying, I just called it out for you and it worked and it's there, but unnatural activity kind of fucks with it. And it's odd that we don't really like that as much. So be careful, but I'll try to share it with you. But like in that case, I think I shared too much info. So, because although it went up 100%, that wasn't my goal. Because any of these so far have done way more than 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I give you the exact price or the strike sometimes, you guys are distorting the data. And that's not good. Because if we could find the gap, that's what's giving us money. But then the gap with panic. With no panic, it's a little different. Yeah, all you need is the neighborhood. I agree. That's what I'm saying. If you could get in the neighborhood, that all of these, it still worked. You see what I'm saying? Even any of the SPY puts, any of the Intel, any of the UNH, unless you got way too far out of the money, then that's the only way you get fucked. But you'll learn it eventually, and then you'll start honing in. But all you do is you need the timing, the right positioning time, and then the right neighborhood. If you're in the area, it's good enough. But then the sweet spot, that's where that's the game changer. That's the difference between a couple 100% and thousands of percent. And that's why we're getting in closer. With cattle? I know there's some weather stuff, but I honestly do not know. Yeah, it's all in the video. Surprisingly, SPY's a little lower. So see, if NVIDIA breaks from here, I think we'll go up. Everything else might come down, but I think NVIDIA is going to be the mitochondria of the day. The powerhouse of the sun. Pepsi will increase carbonated drink prices by 10%. Wow. I'm already positioned. We've been positioned. Those are the leaps are killing it, but the other ones got clapped. So we'll see. I just like them as the staples though. Yeah, I just was looking at them. If you got Pepsi in the long term this year, man, I love that one. I'm really happy for you. That was a great pick. Very, very good one. Those of you who did it at 120. 128, my 130 Pepsi people, because I didn't grab it, so I applaud you because you listened, you applied it. And I'm glad you made a good decision because that was a great one, bro. I'm very, very, I like it a lot. Even when I look back, I'm like, that probably in the last like month or two was one of the better ones that you could have grabbed just in terms of quality, longevity. And then again, you had like what, 30% price difference from here now or like 20? So, and then you get the 4% dividend. Like you got a lot, bro. You got a lot. So that's why I'm very grateful for that one. If you got it, if you acted, if you used it, you listened. Like I said, my portfolio didn't allow it for me because of what we were doing and what we were working on. And by the time we had cash, you guys were already making money on it. So, but like I'm saying, if you acted and you recognize what that 120 was for like a month, man, that was yours. So, gee, what's yours is yours, baby. Woo! Okay. Only regret is you didn't buy more. Bumble. If JP stays on Fed. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he could convince Trump. Like, if he was down to start being the dove that Trump wants, I think he would, but I just don't think Powell could be trusted. That's all. But it would be crazy. Yeah, Pepsi has a great portfolio. That's why I like them. Obviously we had Coca-Cola prior. That was the outperformer, but you had a lot of things there, and this one was easy. That's why I like it, because it was easy. You know what the Pepsi, like, you all deal with it. You all use it. You're not finding the next big thing. You're already finding the big thing at a good price. All right, I just watched the video. Generally, it's still playing. NVIDIA is leading a little bit. I honestly think NVIDIA is the lead today. I'll see. We'll put this theory to the test, but I think the market will just do whatever NVIDIA does now, unless we get some other added update or change to anything going on. FI on the high. And then Ethereum going up. Bonds are getting clobbered, and then crypto's running. It's kind of risk on, if anything. That's what happened the other 2 times that we got us here. Literally, crypto runs, bonds take a little red, and then the SPY rips. So that's what happened at both of these, I think. Or this one came down. Oh shit. Oh, is that guy there at the property? Fuck, I just forgot. Oh, dude, I just remembered something. Oh, I don't know if I left. 'Cause remember I was supposed to go to the farm yesterday? I might need to get homeboy a key. But I thought I left it. Hold on. I need to call my girl.
Stop, for sure.
Wait, Brink, what are you expecting? I mean, Apple Intelligence, we haven't seen much. What could they do on this phone that would be considerably better than the 16 to juice that refresh cycle?
Well, I think everything they do is always incremental in terms of the iPhone. Tim Cook talked about, and this is a basic thing, but I mean, I travel a lot, where you would have real-time language translation, right? So I mean, Google translates clunky in the other ones, but real-time language translation. I mean, to me on the camera, being able to do actually what Android already does very well in terms of erasing people, and which to me is like another negative against Adobe. And so I think with the photography, with real language translation, you know, Siri is still the Trojan horse though, right? And so ultimately from a consumer device, Siri needs to be exponentially better. It's still irritating to work with, but I think that's the opportunity there. I think they will get it right, but it's going to be a 2020. Tim said it's going to be in 2026. And so I think buy the dip here, and it'll be a good name longer term.
It also helps you go to the White House and give the president a gift.
No comment.
Sure.
We're going to move on. By the way, I just want to throw one other thing in here. Dan Ives, everybody knows him, well-dressed guy from Wedbush, came out with a note saying he views tech sell-offs like yesterday's opportunities to own the core winners. Skepticism will persist on the sell-offs with some volatility. The bears will come out of hibernation mode and try to spark more white-knuckle moments. But in his view, the tech bull cycle will be intact at least another 2 to 3 years. And with that, Brent, I'm going to get to one of your moves. You're selling some Salesforce. Give us a sense. Why sell Salesforce?
Buying.
Oh, buying. I apologize. Buy. I misread that one. You're trimming Dell. You're buying Salesforce. That's what happens when you're looking down at the paper too fast and laughing at Joe's jokes.
Yeah. So I sold about 2/3 of the Dell position. I love Dell, by the way. If Dell gets down into the low 100s, I will add back to that. I think Salesforce is Uber in the 60s. And that if you go back and listen to the earnings call, their actually next earnings is September 3rd, so they're even later than NVIDIA and Dell. They had great earnings, and Mark Benioff has been very clear. Let's focus on free cash flow, let's focus on margins, let's focus on growth, and so financial stability and also growth. And so I think what they're doing, I think the market is completely missing this nonsense that some other nebulous AI is going to come in and take over what Salesforce is doing. Just is absurd. Salesforce is using AI. Their acquisition of Informatica, I think, is going to be great. It's going to be accretive the year after next. And so I just think this is an unloved stock that's getting caught into the hedge fund shorts of shorting these software companies. And this is one, to me, and it's been up the past few days, that it can easily trade up, 15 to 20% and after earnings, because I just think the market is missing this name, and it's an Uber in the 60s.
All right. Also about Dell, big infrastructure player. You're trimming that position. What's the motive behind that trim?
So you got to know with Dell, Dell's growth engine is their infrastructure services group. And inside of that, that's where they are like the key tech stack within the AI build. I think they're taking really strong market share from SMCI, but because it's just part of the company, they still have a big consumer company with the computers. I think that as the stock got into the high 130s, I just felt it was going to be at a top. And so I think it's a temporary top. But once again, they're buying back shares. I'm a huge fan of Michael Dell. I'll definitely looking to get back in if I get an opportunity into the low 100s.
All right, Carrie, coming over to you. I think you want to say a couple things about Salesforce. You're also a shareholder.
Yeah, absolutely. So Salesforce has suffered as a stock because there hasn't been enough to show for all of the spend on AI that they've described. And it's starting to happen. As Bryn said, this is a company that dominates a market, and there really has not been any competition that people can say, oh, they're taking over the CRM business because there's got a better product, or it's cheaper, easier to use. Not true. Salesforce has that market, and they continue to improve it. We're starting to see, as users of Salesforce at our company, we're starting to see some of the enhancements, which we believe will really play out in earnings growth over the next several years. So goodbye, Brent.
Do you see?
Goodbye. Yes.
Carrie, I know you follow Adobe. Do you see the same opportunity?
Goodbye. Time to go. Oh, what up, Chad? So not bad. You got some China NVIDIA news. I don't think it's that crazy. But if it moves NVIDIA, that's all that matters at this point. I think we will find out. Not bad, though. Back above VWAP. You're right at an hour. We should do some push-ups. We missed 8:30. But 7 minutes, you'll be at the middle of the hour there. And you're halfway between the opening and the low. So, like I was telling you, man, I'm glad we did everything we did today. I think we did it perfectly. We got the ghetto spread. I was just telling you right before this bounce, like, listen, man, I know it seems weird and it happened for no reason, but like I was telling you, you could go right back up, bro. This is not. So I hope that helped, because that led to the ghetto spread and that protected us, because we got the good entry. We made it's still actually up. You didn't have to ghetto spread it, but that's the crazy part. So even if you didn't ghetto spread it, you would still be up. But with the ghetto spread now, you don't even have to think about it. And then now this kind of just shows you that high stakes I was telling you about. Puts and calls are both going up. The calls got slashed, but now they're more expensive than here. The puts are holding up, but they're not as expensive as here. And now you have an event on the way. So, yeah. I like the Salesforce building in San Francisco. It's beautiful. It's actually, like, majestic. I don't know how to explain it. Anytime I'm in San Francisco, I'd like to get a view of the Salesforce Tower. I love it. It's so beautiful. I don't know. It's beautiful. I love real estate, I tell you. It's amazing. It's amazing. Israel has entered first stages of planned attack on Gaza City. Yeah, FIG and then FI is still going up. We saw FI around the same time as Food 2. Oh, they have one in Chicago too? Oh, I'll have to check it out, bro. Yeah, the one in San Fran, though, I like that building a lot. I don't like the area, but I love the building. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I need some water. You need comedy today? You feel down even though making money? Well, best I could do is bully you into positivity. That's all I have. Unless the jokes happen naturally, all I could do is tell you to shut the fuck up and let's go, baby. Life is a blessing. You see? I'm not gonna ban you, but smile, baby. That's it. You will make imagine what you just typed. You know that? Just imagine. No way. Fuck that. Fuck that. Don't you let that. That means you thought about it. You put it through your mind. It even went to your nerves. It went through your fucking fingers. Just type, I feel sad. You're not sad. You're not. You don't have to be. I don't know if you feel me, bro. I don't know if you feel me. So I'm just saying. That's this command. Stand on the authority. Think good. Nothing wrong with thinking too much, but think clearly, think accurately. Don't be influenced, and hopefully you don't use your thought to tell you that you're something you're not. You're not. Tell your thought. Say I am great. Oh, I don't know if they feel me, bro. And yeah, we could do push-ups too. That'll help move around. Polyalti. I just had that one up here. GPCR. I'm pretty sure it's a cancer drug. And then Circle, that's a second IPO that got clapped that's just coming up. Whoop. Everything, even Amazon, I still think pervasive NVIDIA is leading. I don't know if you see it. It looks like they're matched up, but it's not. And NVIDIA is like a couple of seconds ahead or a couple minutes ahead. A couple points. I don't know the metric, but it's very subtle. LII on the low. But yeah, man, stand up and do some push-ups, guys. I don't know how you're feeling right now, but if you could get your body moving, that'll be a great thing. That'll be stand up, chest to the sun. Remember, small good decisions. A little strategic move. That's easy, bro. Take the easy ones. Take the easy ones. I'll play propaganda when I have to stand up. I'm gonna do the toe ones. I can still talk to you. But yeah, man, stand up, move around. 2.5 hours, baby. 3.5 hours. Today's flying by. Oh yeah, motion is a potion. Motion is medicine. So all of these. Oh, I get silent when I do the toe curls. I have to like focus on it, bro. It's kind of crazy. And you a huge reversal on Palantir? Kind of. It just looks like the market, but yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. But I don't think I don't think this is the optimal time. It would have been when we were ghetto spreading shit. Insomnia sucks. Okay, now you're pissing me off, brother. Okay, stop typing that shit. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm not gonna let you allow this place to reinforce all the negative things in your life. I'm not saying they don't exist, and I'm sorry you have to go through that, but I'm not gonna allow you to enforce it over and over again through your keyboard. So please stop, or I'm banning you on the next one. Yeah, focus on the market, not your sadness. My toes, nothing. I just realized, like, it's very important for posture and a lot of other, like, movement, and, like, my glutes wouldn't activate, and I just never realized, like, it was my toe, and then I couldn't move a toe. Like, I have a toe and it moves, but, like, I didn't have as much control over it, and it tripped me out. I was like, what do you mean I can't move a part of my body? So yeah, now I can. A little bit. I'm working my way up there, but these toe exercises go hard, bro. I'm telling you. That's what I'm building up from the foundation. Yeah, so then I'll do the stand-up one and I'll play the propaganda. Fed minutes comes out at 2 today, 2 Eastern. So very soon. Oh, okay. You double dipped on the intel with profits. It's a very weird time to tell us that, but you could double dip on a new membership. Let's do it, baby. So thank you, but you don't need to post your plays like I've been banning everybody for the last 8 months. Woo! It's good though, you guys. We haven't banned as many people today. So we got Philo in 30 minutes. You're probably like less than a quarter of the we're at like 4 or 5 people now. That's the 5th one. Not even. It's bizarre. It's because they're not locked in, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's why we got to clear it up. I gotta draw a line. We'll make it clear the locked in and not. And that's it. I appreciate you, Jay, but I'm not. Money ain't gonna change shit, dog. I don't like what you did, and I want to help you, but I can't help you if you reinforce negativity on the chat. I've had a lot of chads like that, and I used to like kind of be nice to them about it, and all I saw them do is dig the hole for the next 4 years. So I appreciate it, but the money means nothing, dude. You need don't you ever. You're not gonna waste your time in here telling the negativity to yourself, and that's for you, brother. You listen to today's Philo. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you guys are important. I really do. But you got to value yourself, and you got to, I think the mind control is very critical. It's the most important thing we got to develop, and your belief. And I need you to all really command your thoughts. And that's what I'm trying to encourage you for, is that you got your thoughts, man. You could control it. And I want you to, because I've learned how to do it. I've been in depression. I've been in all of these things you guys are saying. That's why I'm saying it's like, and I understand what it's like. And everyone's like, what do you mean just stop? Oh, yeah? But it's like, that's why I focus on the market. Put your thought and effort to something to create. Put it towards something but don't let your thoughts wander to reinforcing the negativity in your life. So that's what I believe. Amen. Yeah, you narrow the focus. That's how. I'm not saying those things don't exist, but like I'm saying, you control your thoughts, and I'm encouraging you to put the thoughts to the things that are going to serve you and help you, and that could even be the market. It's better than talking about the things holding you back or believing and thinking about all the other. It's not going to help you. So I do want to help you, and I want you to help yourself. And all you got, focus on the good, bro, because there is good. Trust me. The more you take this step, you'll see what I'm talking about, and you'll get momentum. And fear hates momentum, dog. So amen. And have no fear, bro. You're gonna be everything. Rejoice. Have hope. Nothing stays the same forever. Thank God. Thank God, bro. Big shouts. Whoever got XD a membership, baby. Amen. I hope you use it responsibly. So I love to see it. All right, 3M. It's a nice bounce, but you're not even at open. That's the crazy part. What a day. What a day. What a day. I love it. Praise the Lord. Even if it's a bad day, stop it. If U.S. lowers Russia oil, play for airlines to the upside, it would be good. But I don't know the time frame. So your idea, I like it, but to gamble on it is going to be difficult because you won't know when. I think the what is correct. I think you're correct on the what. We've talked about it a couple months ago. I think below like $60, a lot of industries rip, especially airlines. You know, if you get oil below a certain price, that's bullish for emerging markets, for tourism, travel, and industry. So I think you're in the neighborhood. The timing, the what, the when, that's going to fuck you. That's going to be the hard part. So if you could find a way to reconcile that gap and hone in on it, I think your logic is correct. Oh wow. Oh, I said matched up. Yeah, yen and long yen. More oil names climbing. Again, oil is coming up. Yeah, you keep getting the Israel head. I don't know where we're at with that, so but maybe that could be why oil's moving. Because there was the draw in oil, or excuse me, what was it? A glut. I think Walmart earnings will be big for the staples, the economy. We talked about it earlier this morning. They're probably going to avoid the tariff talk, but that is critical to a certain extent. But I don't know if it's the time. I already hit plays on Walmart, and that means they're up. You enjoy the stream with the spa music in the background. That's good. The guy who makes like 10 accounts and won't even buy a membership and tries to leave his comments in the comments but not in the chat, he hates it, but I like it. I like to think it's nice. It's good to share information together. Good frequency. Big fan. All all about mindset. They renewed your spirit in Christ. Wow. I think God is good, man. So seek him more than anything, and you'll be fine. But also too, the mindset is long, you guys. So I don't know if you want to have a nice reality dose, but that's one of the things I've learned in my experience here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really been I've encountered millions of people. That's the crazy part. So, and again, imagine, I've seen people hate me, love me, be excited in the beginning, be excited in the middle, be excited at the right time. But the mindset is very long, okay? I hope that you are aware of that. Because if you could keep this up with endurance, you're going to be golden, baby. Again, I think the Lord would agree with me. You know, endurance, you were running the race so well, like, you know what I'm saying? So as long as you got to get excited and stay excited. That's the problem. Will you stay in the long run? That is what you need to really adjust your mind, belief, and definite purpose to. I don't want just something to last for a little bit. I hope you want it forever. That's what I want. So, long term, baby. Woo! That's what I'm saying. I want long. It should be extensive. Because like I'm in the process of encountering so many people, what I've seen a lot is people get excited in the beginning or based on the circumstance or the environment at the time, but then it does not last. And then that's how we run into long terms getting sold. That's how people start trying other plans beyond the long term, even if it's worked for them. Like, it's hard to stay excited and to stay in the right mindset. Bro, let me just put it this way. You could do everything right, and then what are you going to do when the next 2 years, every fucking idiot in the world starts making money scamming, and then you're over here doing the right thing? And then you're like, what? So how are you? Most of you won't even survive that. You won't. How are you going to stay excited after that? What are you going to do? You see what I'm saying? You got to be in the long run, and you have to really be oriented and learn how to be in love and be excited and put emotions behind this game at every moment. Do you understand? I hope all of you do. That's why some of the people who want to trade for a living, I don't want to stop you, but I'm going to reality check your ass into greatness, because there's no way you're telling me you want to do this for a living, live your entire life off of gambling, and you're telling me you're not in love with it, you can't. Can you command emotion behind your thoughts and what you're doing every minute of the day? That's why I'm not liking when people aren't locked in, because I know they want to do it for a living and they don't want to do anything else. And I'm like, okay, if you insist, but then why are you treating it like you don't even love it? You know what I'm saying? Why are you treating it like a chore? Like, do you think I view the Watchlist as work? I love you guys. It's great. We got a dope community, but I enjoy it. This is the game, bro. I've been enjoying it. I love what's going on in the world, even with all the evil. You don't see it? But that's why I encourage all of you. You really want to? That's what I'm saying. Lock in. Go then. This is your game. You want to do this then you better give it 100%. And I really hope that it's for the long. That's why the long term is gonna happen no matter what, big dog. You all trying to run away from. That's what I'm saying though, because you gotta be in love with it for a very long time. At a moment, you gotta love it when it hate you. You gotta love it when it scam you. You gotta love it when it's non-lovable. But can you? That's what I'm saying. I've seen millions of people. That don't happen all the time. They liars. They don't really love it. They want the money. They want the money with no work. That's what we all want. I'm down with the money with no work. I've got enough scars to know. So, you get it? That's all. I encourage you. This is all encouragement. Step it up if you want it. I think you get a long term no matter what. You have to. But the love of the game, the excitement, the mindset, if you're telling me I'm turning you on to something, that's great. But if you don't stay with it, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Sadly. I need you all to understand that. But the ones who stay invested and excited in the law, you will return 100 times over. It's a parable, dog. I already know. Lockheed wins Sikorsky Award for Black Hawk modernization. They don't hear me because they don't love it. I could talk about their thing. I'm talking about what they want and they don't even love it. You don't feel me, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. They don't even want to hear. I want to hear it. Go talk about Jesus. I'll hear it. I love Jesus. You say Jesus what? Let me hear. What about him? You telling me you love this game? You turn it off if you don't like it. You turn it off if it challenges you, and you telling me you love it? Liar. You liar. Definite action. Clear thought. Oh, man. Yeah, IRA works is a long term. There's different liquidity. And then, even then, the normal individual accounts after the Trump BBB, I'm not in agreement with that bill, but it did bring stuff where like an individual brokerage account to a certain limit is pretty beneficial. But as long as you, IRA, there's just different liquidity. And you can't touch it till you're older. You still can for a house. It just changes the dynamics a little. But that does qualify. But just don't use that as an excuse to not save 10% of every dollar that you touch. Because that's what I've seen people do as well. They get the IRA, that is a long term, but then they don't save every time they touch money. They consider their job pulling the 401k as their money, as their savings. I don't agree with that. You need to save 10% of every dollar off top that you touch, gross. You're entitled to it. Okay, bonds are coming down again. Like I said, it's been 50-50. That first bond drop really didn't cause much, though. So, and then NASDAQ's only down 0.9, though. It's not as ugly, bro. An hour and a half, bro. It was ugly. You were down 1.5, 1.6. And then that SPY was even down over 1. $20-year auction. There's going to be a philo auction soon, so we should get ready for that. I saw LFMD. I feel like it's just one of those small caps that just goes. Yeah, Life Med. How likely will Intel drop more? So I've repeated it several times. I said it could go to 18. Does that sound familiar? And I said you better be prepared for that. And that's why I said just stop talking about it and asking me. Does that sound vaguely familiar? That should answer that question. Remember, Intel's been shitty. If it fucks up, it turns into dead money. And I'm very well aware of that. And I think we disclosed it too. But, yeah, that's not going to change, unfortunately. And we don't even know the full details yet. I don't know. LFMD, I don't know what it is. Start the bid and get one membership. Can we get one membership? Oh, I was just saying we gonna go to Philo. I'll give Philo, man. I love Philo. I love y'all, man. God, really. You know, God is good, bro. Like, life is cool. Not just like, bro, I was on the beach the other day, bro. And I don't know if it was because I kept watching The 100. But I'm like, bro, like, the earth is trippy, dog. Like, have you ever stood on the beach, bro? Like, on the sand? It's like, it's just all this water, bro. And then the sun hit, and you're like, bro, we just on this damn planet. And it looked like, I can't even verbalize it, bro. It's not, and it's just like, bro, just dope. Super dope. Like, it's a trip. Like, we're kind of like astronauts on our own planet. And it's cool, the planet, like a whole planet is like, the idea of a planet goes pretty hard. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you're ready for this. But yeah, bro. Yeah, we look so small, too. That's it, man. But I go to the beach every week, bro. I'm always on the beach. I don't go in it, but I don't go in the water. But, I love the beach. And I don't know. I see it, though. It's just life's good, bro. Trust me. That's why if you're telling me it's not, I encourage you to unlock the blessing and see really why. Like, dude, you're here right now on this planet. Why are you on the globe, dude? It's crazy. Crazy opportunity in and of itself. Oh, you like Mission Bay? OC has nice beaches. I like Huntington and Laguna. Dana Point. Dana Point's a little further probably from you. They made you change what? 10%? Haters. Haters. And welcome new members. We have a lot of new members today, man. I love y'all. Please watch the watch list so I could help make you some money. Otherwise, I don't know why you even gave me money. That's crazy. Yeah, 59 new members. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. Every day, bro. Every day. That's why it's a fascinating dynamic. That's what I'm telling you. You guys don't think it's weird that most places you go, they treat you like a customer? That's why they don't ban motherfuckers. That you come in and they're like piggy bank. You come in here, I don't want to deal with anything except the best. Is you don't, and then every day the door, you don't see it, and that's why I'm like, come on, bro. You guys gotta lock in, bro. And there's a lot of other people that are locking in if they don't make that much noise. So, amen, bro. And I look forward, just only a couple, bro. Like I start unlocking, Chad. Start unlocking. I don't think we're growing. We're growing in a different way. We're getting focused. And that's what I want from everybody. That's what I'm saying. Just clear. Very clear thought. very definite, very consistent. I'm gonna say we already have size, we already have the knowledge, you have everything, all of you do. But now you need to intentionally focus it in the right area and now use it. You see, that's why I'm gonna push y'all to that. And that's why I'm expecting you to know answers if you know them, because I know you know them. I want you to build the habit of learning to act on it, of learning to know the truth objectively. That's why I'm saying, why confuse yourself? Why entertain non-clear thought? That's what, so I think we're just getting focused. And that's why I said, it's just narrow it down, narrow the focus. That's why. Watch the quarters. You know, we got to move a certain way. But there's a great opportunity, and I'm saying, there's a big gap, but the tree is bearing fruit. I don't think I could say I've seen people get really focused and it backfired on them. So I'm glad. Everything else, I've seen the backfire. The world is a tricky place, but definite clear thought doesn't backfire. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. On that note, though, you guys want to talk about Jesus? Jesus. I'm down. So, time to go to Philo. If you don't want to hear about Jesus or life or this Philo thing everybody keeps talking about, you know, some people hate it, some people love it. You know, maybe, I don't think they realize the fact people hate it. Like, you don't think, maybe some of you should come and see why people hate it. Come look. I'm telling you. I've had people mass report me. You have no idea, bro. You should come see why they hate it. I'll show you right now. I'm going to even go. Look at what I'm doing. I have to change my behavior. I'm going to go to another video. We're going to do a lot of, you're going to see. I want you to see what they hate. Come. You're invited. It's free. So if you want to be there, you could be there. I might still have some stocks, but, you know, unless it's breaking news, we're going to focus on that. But yeah, but the priority will be Jesus and just life too. You know, we go practicality. Well, come see why they hate it. Otherwise, you enjoy the rest of your day. I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do. That's the whole point. And that's why by going to this next video, I'm really not trying to confuse anybody. Like I said, I want it to be clear and very definite. So I want you to do what you want to do. If you want to hear it and you're curious, come listen. If not, go. You got the market. You got hours. You got Apple literally dumping right now. Yeah, literally. I don't have a headline. Apple flushing. I see the Israel bullshit, but that's it. We have Fed minutes in an hour, I think. But yeah, and then Staples are catching a bid, but Apple is your first big tech besides NVIDIA in the last hour. I think Microsoft was the first one. Yeah, but they started leveling out. So yeah, man, don't do what you don't love. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, just go do your thing, baby. But if you want it, I'll see you there. And thank you for your time and all the new members. I think we're at like 7 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people banned. And over 50 something. What are we at? 59 new members. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love it. All right. So it should take you there. If not, I posted the link. Minutes are at 2 p.m. Eastern. So 11, probably by the time Philo's done, you'll get the Fed minutes. So you could come in an hour if you want that. But like I said, don't come if you don't want to hear the Jesus stuff. Because I love Jesus, and I want to tell you how much I love him today. If you didn't know. But other than that, you have a good one. And thank you for your time. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.